member of the team. Day number 2, Brent Dougherty, Davenport, and yes, Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Why do I just randomly make that mistake, Davenport?
What was the mistake?
It happens.
I didn't fully make it. I just halfway made it.
Maybe it's a Costa Rican monkey around you.
I've got a Costa Rican monkey around my neck, and who knew? He's a Tennessee fan, this guy.
Exactly.
Titans.
Came all the way. He must have heard the show yesterday.
Yeah.
I told you, when you call them, they come.
They call their friends
I'm
and they
telling
come.
you, they coming.
I thought
This monkey that we're talking about, by the way, you can catch it on all of our 104.5 The Zone TV platforms.
Yes.
If you want to actually watch the show here live at Tin Roof, or you can come say hi in person and watch the show and maybe have a drink or something as you get ready for the draft. But
I love it when people drink in front of me. There's plenty of that going on here.
Anyway, so if you are watching, you'll notice we've got, if you heard Ron's story yesterday, a Costa Rican monkey, a little Titans fan monkey around Brent's neck. I've got a, what do you call this? Is that like the giant Titans hand? You can see all the veins in it.
The fist, Titans fist.
It's the Titans fist.
You're ready to knock people out and hold cold beverages.
I had no
coffee.
idea that it has a beverage holder built into it. Slay took a picture. He'll put it on social media.
I'm about to post that very
Slay's
soon.
got the Derrick Henry chain around his neck. So this is an added bonus that you get with Slay on the show. He's like, let's do some giveaways. Let's get some Titan stuff and do some giveaways.
Because
he's going to take your job, Rich. He's our promotions guy too.
So which thing are we giving away first? You want to give away the monkey first or the chain first?
Now listen. I'm gonna be biased.
He might not want to give away the monkey.
Thank you, man. That's dear to us, man. That was our first day on air. Costa Rican rally monkey came.
So you're giving the monkey away to us?
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
Okay.
But we got a foam finger.
Yep.
We got a foam finger?
Got a foam finger right here. Tighten up right here.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep. And so I'll give the chain away first. We'll wait.
All right.
We'll get the finger
Derrick
away
Henry
first.
Chain.
Then the Derrick Henry chain. Yeah.
What if we do, we haven't really even talked about this. I heard something about some arm wrestling thing that's about to happen. I don't know, but
I'm nervous of that. Kirby did it.
Kirby set that up.
Yeah.
Davenport and Ron Slay arm wrestling for the orange mic. Is that what I heard?
Yep.
So I've always had the orange mic because I'm an Auburn girl.
Right.
And Auburn's colors are orange and blue.
That looks like a UT kind of.
Hey.
Yeah, talk to her, Brent.
Doesn't it? Doesn't look like Auburn.
If it don't upset her, I will answer yes.
And Ron's running scared, let me just tell you.
Hey, Kirby, listen,
Yeah, so
I'm smart,
Kirby's
man.
trying to set it all up.
You're
and Ron's
afraid
like,
of
no,
a 5
it's
foot
okay.
tall,
It's okay.
85-pound
Don,
young lady.
Kirby,
Don
you're
may
just
have
getting
seen
bonus points left and right
forget
now.
Kirby, man.
85
Don may have
pounds.
seen Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone once he does the fingers like that over the top.
Low key, that's a great movie.
I love it.
That's a great film, Over the Top.
Dude, that's classic.
He's a truck driver and arm wrestler.
Yeah, I love it. That's my movie, taking his son everywhere. Might I add, for the stuff we got right here, one of the questions is going to be about Blaine, because I went in the Titan shop and I said,
Blaine just turned around
Hitman sent me. Yeah. Hitman sent me and they gave me 30% off.
Oh, boom.
I said, hey, I'll be back.
Meanwhile, Blaine's gonna have a bill in his mailbox.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't overlook that, Blaine. Just pay your bills like you pay them. Don't
put it
read
on the
them. Just
Hitman's
pay 'em.
tab. It's cool.
I love
That's
it.
what we're doing here at Tin Roof, too.
So the NFL
See that guy
draft.
over there? Put it on his tab.
The NFL draft is obviously today, so we'll ramp you up all the way to Titans radio coverage at 6 o'clock.
How about all the drama that's already going on today?
going down.
We'll get to it. 104.5 The Zone's 2021 NFL draft coverage presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Need great health care coverage at an affordable price. Let Farm Bureau Health Plans coach you through it. They've been protecting Tennesseans since 1947. Listen to 104.5 The Zone for the latest news and the best coverage of the NFL draft. 104.5 The Zone's draft coverage today presented by Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people. This monkey around my neck is kind of hot. I'm going to have to take him out.
I was just saying, I thought it was the chain that Derrick Henry. So I feel what Derrick Henry goes through when he's heating up before he does that cutback. And this must be the feeling that those corners and safeties feel when he's coming downhill, this heat. Because I don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming. I don't know if it's the chain, the cutback coming from the Costa Rican monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm hot.
I don't even know where to start. So we're at Tin Roof on Demumbrian. This is there are OG bars in Nashville. This is one of them for sure. And everybody's got their Tin Roof story, I'm sure. Maybe multiple Tin Roof stories. And if you don't have a Tin Roof story, you're doing it wrong, and you need to get over here.
Come make one.
You need
Yeah.
Yeah, we're willing.
No question, man. I mean, there are ghosts in this place.
Yeah. I bet.
Honestly, like this is where like the famous dudes like to come hang out and kind of
As in
blend
Let
in.
loose.
low key hangout. Try and blend in.
and
Yep.
blend in with the people.
Yep.
Like
I can believe
Blaine
that.
over there.
Wouldn't
Blaine
he
blending
notice?
in with the
Blaine,
people.
you got a
Wouldn't he
Tin
know?
Roof story?
No, but he's a real famous guy, just blending in with the people.
Sure is.
And just buying Titans gear without even knowing it.
Yep.
I don't even know where to start. Tim Tebow trying out with the Jags.
Hey, man, that's wild.
The Packers
that's
trying
not
to.
even where we need to start today, which is crazy because normally that
That's
would be
the story.
as a tight end. You forgot to add that part in.
Blaine said that 10 years ago on 3HL.
He should be a tight
Tim
end.
Tebow should be a tight end.
Well, do you
You
remember?
can't fix his arm.
I know, and you remember all the talk on if he would have made the switch, that he would have had a chance to probably have a decent career in the NFL. And he was so adamant that he was a quarterback. That's what he wanted to play.
Right.
And he wasn't going to make the switch. And now here, all of a sudden, he's like 50 years old and he's going to go ahead and make the switch. Come on, Timmy.
So this is a who's your
He's
daddy?
done with baseball and he's 50 and he's like, let's go, tight end.
That's all
Okay.
right.
He's not 50.
I know.
He's
It's all
younger
about
than
who's
you.
your daddy, man. Who's your daddy?
Hey, watch it.
Urban is there. Urban is there. Urban
Okay,
was giving
he's
up
what, though?
opportunity.
He's 33?
33.
33. Well, let me tell you, as a former athlete, Slay,
Yeah.
at 33,
We just talked about this, yeah.
you feel it.
Oh, without
do
a
you
doubt.
not?
Yeah,
But
without
I mean,
a doubt.
think,
And
think
he
about,
played football, which was way more physical than my sport.
Yeah.
think about all the biblical numbers with this guy, too. And now he's 33. There's another one.
It may mean something.
Yeah.
For him, I guarantee he'll find the meaning.
So just go back.
Personally, I'd
Leave it
love
alone?
to see it. I'd love to
Oh,
see
would
it.
you?
Absolutely.
He wouldn't. Okay, see, I'm a betting guy. I'm taking the over under. He wouldn't make it through the first half, through the first quarter, let alone the first half.
What, you
I think he'll get through the
like
preseason.
injury or
No,
you're
you just
saying
can't take them
make
hits.
it? Yeah.
You're saying he's
You
going to tap out.
Yeah, you're gonna go away from them hits from all them years, and then all of a sudden you're gonna jump back in the game. That's first of all, it's disrespectful. Totally disrespectful for the people that been training. Like,
coming from
come on, man.
coming from an
You're not
athlete.
that cold. You ain't prime time. You ain't Dion. Like, wait a minute, buddy. So I don't know, Tebow. You're doing a great job in the booth, though.
I was gonna say I think he's phenomenal on the set, like in his role with SEC Nation and all of
Exactly.
that. He's very good, I think, in that role.
Plus, I don't
But
care for Gators
anyway. Of course you don't.
Well, now, he tried out for Jacksonville. These guys got Herb down there.
Yeah.
There's no way Herb can say no, right?
No, you better
no,
not.
there's no way.
But now he's going to to your point, he's going to take a roster spot from somebody. This is serious
See,
business.
this is the
See,
problem.
you know what I would do if I'm Herb? I would say, hey, I need a good, solid assistant or chaplain or something. Like, let's go. Come on, come join the team.
Chaplain.
FCA, bring FCA to
Motivator,
the
chaplain,
league.
motivator, assistant
Okay.
coach. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That guy would be phenomenal in
would.
that role.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
trying to be your tight end. He doesn't want
That's
any
gonna
of
be
that
tough,
stuff.
man. That is gonna be tough. I'm telling you.
Look at that.
Yeah, I love it.
She's drinking coffee out
We
of
gotta
this
get a video of
gigantic
that.
fist.
That's what's beautiful.
I need to get a brewski in this one. We got a couple more hours of the show. For
Hey, I just saw Blaine paying more money over there. He's signing the tab.
I already
That's
told
my
you.
man.
Put it on him.
Put it on Blaine's tab.
Hitman.
Here's the other story.
Hitman sent you.
The Packers have visited with the 49ers about trading Aaron Rodgers. I mean, can you get more disrespectful
Hey, man.
from an Aaron Rodgers perspective?
I mean, but once you drafted Jordan Love, I mean,
That's
is
some-
it
that started
that's
it.
the end
Yep.
of it? No, there's no starting and ending it. That's
it.
right?
Right there. You're all right, Bab.
You were flat out.
Yeah.
You disrespected him. That's it.
Well,
You're
I
done.
mean, he made a run the NFC title game, though.
I
made
know
a run at
because
the
you know why?
MVP.
Because he's pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll show you guys.
Without
That's
weapons.
what you think. Let me show you. I can still do it, and I'm still going to do it for at least a couple of years because that's what's left on my contract.
I love it.
So now, Ian Rappaport said Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay have been having talks about extending his deal, and now he's pissed off and that it's all falling apart. He wants out of Green Bay.
Drama. Okay, this might not be a very popular take, and if you guys want to, pull me down off of my little pedestal I'm about to hop on, you go ahead.
I'm gonna push
But
you up.
Aaron Rodgers, quit your whining. Quit whining.
You used a different word before the show.
I did.
Now, I will say, Babs, now in defense of him, he has a reason to whine. Simple reason being the man is the MVP. he's the top 3 in the league the last, 5-6 years at least? Like, come on, Green Bay. Y'all got to do me a solid. First of all, give me some weapons. Give me some protection.
Which they've never done.
At all. And
they've never drafted weapons.
And let me have a voice. That's all I'm saying. Let me have a voice in what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
Let me tell you something. Okay.
It's not family. It's not loyalty. It's business. Period.
Hey.
End of story. You know what you're signing up for when you step into this cutthroat profession and league. Quit whining. It ain't loyalty. It's business.
Guess what? When you say that, all bets are off. You are exactly right. And it takes that to be put on the table to let it be known. I think Aaron Rodgers thought it was family. So he's jaded in his thoughts. It's totally different. Jordan Love, it's your show. So does Aaron Rodgers say, you know what? Well, get me on out of here then. Or
I'm not showing up.
There you go.
Can you imagine?
Oh. Okay. So blowback from the league or the fans more from Green Bay if that happens? Because it's a problem if your MVP don't come back and play.
I know.
The
And
NFL.
now all these quarterback needy teams on draft day are suddenly trying to check Green Bay's temperature. 615-737-1045. That's how you get in. Come see us at Tin Roof. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. The VOT, the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, will join us at 4 o'clock live on site. We're going to talk about the draft. Tim Tebow trying out for the Jags. Aaron Rodgers' situation in Green Bay. You've got an NFL team trying to get into the top 10. Pat McAfee says he knows who's going number 3, or more importantly, I guess, who's not going number 3. We've got all that coming up. 615-737-1045. That's where we are. Come by and see us. Slay and Davenport parked right out front.
Yes.
Like you guys own this place.
I mean, I thought they left it for us.
So did I. Did they not?
I parked at the radio station, walked my happy ass across the street.
Which I normally would totally do, but it's raining.
And Don told me yesterday, that's way we're going to park over here and then walk over. But I saw that spot available, and I said, hey.
So did I. I was like, I'll just drive by and then go around, circle
Slay
to the
roll by.
station. There's
Yep.
Slay right in front of me.
Slay roll by. I'm over here working, eating a quesadilla. I got the street corn quesadilla.
Really good?
Oh, man.
I had the teppanyaki wings. Teppanyaki wings.
Teppanyaki. So Slay rolls by. Somebody just starts honking their butt off outside
That's me.
during Blaine and Mickey. And Blaine goes, I bet that's Slay.
And he was correct. He was correct.
He was.
You know why? Because I heard Blaine saying, everybody doesn't have to love you. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Blaine. They do have to love you. So I was honking the horn and let Blaine, here I come. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
It's a sleigh ride.
There you go.
Listen to 104.5 The Zone for the latest news and best coverage of the NFL Draft. 104.5 The Zone's draft coverage presented by Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people. Lots of stories going on today. Saints trying to work their way into the top 10. Looking for a corner, they say.
I was going to say, not
They
a
say.
quarterback, not a QB.
Everybody has Surtain going to Dallas at 10, so the Saints trying to get in front of Dallas, maybe looking at Surtain.
That'll be a nice pickup.
Tim Tebow tried out for the Jags as a tight end. He's 33 years old.
Yeah, Tim Tebow,
Or 50, as I said earlier.
the one and
Whatever.
only.
Remember who
Hey, he's still in shape.
I've been telling you I think's going third? Trey Lance, because of Jimmy Garoppolo's contract.
Yep.
And you can let Garoppolo play, train this dude, let him learn, all those things. He is now the betting favorite to go third, Trey Lance. Pat
Really?
McAfee says, Don pointed this out, their sources tell them Mac Jones is not going third.
Yep. And McAfee's not a break news source kind of guy. I mean, like he had Aaron Rodgers on all season.
Right.
So all of that, any Aaron Rodgers news that came out was him just sitting on the couch, laid back on Pat's show,
Laid back.
breaking his own news is basically what that was. So Pat McAfee's not like hey, I'm going to call around, I'm going to dig, I'm going to break news, I'm going to do that. He's not that guy.
Right.
I'm here to entertain and you know what he reminds me of? Howard Stern in his interview style.
Man, great
Yeah.
compliment.
In how he
Howard Stern is the best
Man, the
Yes.
GOAT.
interviewer
the
out there.
absolute
Goat.
best.
Goat.
But and that's Pat McAfee, because I will often listen and watch clips of his show and some of his interviews because of how he conducts those interviews, and he's very disarming and can get anybody to talk about anything at any
Right.
time, which is very Howard Stern, right? So anyway, so that's kind of his jam. That's what he does. You know, he's not a break news kind of guy. So that stood out to me today when I saw him talking about that, because it's not like he was, seeking out that
Right.
information, so to speak.
Fell in his lap.
Right.
And he presented.
So, I don't know about you guys, but I just have this feeling it's going to be a crazy, insane draft. And
I think
part
so
of-
too. I think they're going to
It
be
is.
trades.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the NFL draft's turning into the NBA draft. Like it's not that bad in terms
Okay,
of
I was
trades,
like, I think that we can't go there.
But there used to be no trades in the NFL ever
Right.
during the season, and now there are lots of them.
Right.
And draft day has become a trade day too. So
Yep.
I'm so anxious about tonight's draft. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we want to get your pick for the Titans. Get on record. I'll write them down for posterity and prosperity. Maybe Slay will give you something out of the sleigh ride. I don't know.
Yep, I could.
He's got a chain around his neck right now.
And retain.
We've got a Costa Rican monkey who jumped in the tin roof. And we've got Hulk hands over here from Davenport. But you're going to have to fight her for him.
Seriously,
she's
I'm
using it.
slightly in love with this hand.
She's using it.
Yeah.
And we got the foam finger also.
We got
Yep.
a foam finger, too.
Yep, tighten up.
You know,
Yes.
we need a foam finger, but with a different finger.
Yep, we definitely do.
Yeah, for when the refs make bad calls. Mm-hmm. Not the we're number one finger, the other finger.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is we're number one. Or
That's-
you're number one.
Yeah.
That's a your number
Yeah,
one.
you are
Yeah.
number one in everybody's book.
By the way, we are on Twitch TV all day today, like 3 to 5. we're on their homepage. So
That
they're
is
saying
big time.
thousands and thousands of views. So if you're watching on Twitch TV, this is 104.5 The Zone out in Nashville. And we're having a great time. Will Bowen hooked up all the message boards from all of the TV mediums that we are on. And so Eric says, why is the feed in and out? We can only hear when the camera's on. That's true. You answered your own question.
That's it.
Well, a better answer is you hear the feed that goes out across the radio. So if we're at break, you can see us, but
Can't hear us.
But you can't hear us, which is good for Dawn.
Yes. They're just protecting my job security there, so I don't get myself fired in the break.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
It'd be tough to get fired during a break. That's like
No,
Ice
you get
Cube on
fired on
That's
Friday.
day off.
exactly when you would get fired. That's what I'm concerned with. I've always been concerned with that.
Yeah, an open mic away. Hugh on the Zone Facebook page. Congrats to Ron Slay on becoming a permanent part of 3HL.
Man, salute, Hugh. Appreciate that, my brother.
Droopy on Twitter. Nice monkey, Brent. LOL.
The Droopster.
Ron Slay did the monkey call outside, and I'll be darned. Costa Rican Monkeys, a Titans fan, showed up. Got a Titans shirt on.
Hey, so when you call, they come running.
They do.
It's part of it.
And they call their buddies.
Yeah, and we didn't know they were going to have Titan clothes on when they came, but they came.
Xena says, hey, 3HL, let's go. Hey, Xena.
We rolling.
Sleigh Ride, where's the blue hair?
You know what? I rode around town. Y'all have no earthly idea. When I put it on Twitter, I asked Brent first. He said, just throw it out there on Twitter. Somebody will give you an answer. And you guys answered. I had like 3 different places, and I called all the places, and nobody had it right then. Not in my vicinity. So I could have went to Cool Springs and Party City or something and got one. But I ended up going to the Titans Pro Shop. Got it done there, and they had no blue hair. They said it wasn't a great seller. I said, you couldn't have had a Ron Slay in here then.
It was a great
Yeah. But, so hopefully they'll bring it back. I'm going to just kick the table over. But.
What are you? Let's kind of dive into this draft. But
Yeah.
I'm curious what you guys are going to watch tonight. Obviously, there's a bunch of different coverages, and they're doing like they did last year, which was on ABC or 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. When the best draft location ever hosted.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be here.
It shall be back. It shall be back.
It shall be back. Anyway, so ABC is kind of more the college kind of lean with Kirk Herbstreit and the game day guys, and then obviously ESPN will be your regular, typical kind of draft coverage. Just curious where you guys are leaning. NFL Network does a great job, wherever. Where are you guys leaning as far as watching coverage-wise?
I'm going to be flipping back and forth. I think I'll end up on the NFL station. But I will say I love to hear Kirk Herbstreit and those guys. There's something about them.
It's just something about the college knowledge of these kids.
That is it. And that's what you're looking for at this time, I believe. And then as far as the draft goes, I'm looking to see all of the changes that's going to be made. Like nothing is set in stone. But besides probably the guys they won't, and we don't know who that is, but as far as the placement of these guys, we have no earthly idea. The Titans, you see the mock draft now, the Titans falling back. Hey,
I mean,
it's all over.
the biggest lock in the draft is your first pick, and that's probably about it.
No, Zach's going number 2.
I mean,
and then that's where the games start at 3.
And I'm gonna stand firm on Justin Fields. I think it was a smear campaign for somebody to go get him, and here he comes at the third quarterback taken will be Justin Fields. I'm gonna stand on.
Okay, I'm gonna go Trey Lance at 3. I'm gonna go Kyle Pitts at 4. I'm gonna go Jamar Chase at 5, and that's where I stop.
Okay.
Cincinnati should go offensive line, but they're and as a fan, I'd rather have Jamar Chase and let him figure it out. But
if I'm Joe Burrow, though, that's a really tough call because that guy was running for his life last year.
Yeah, he was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I remember just turning on multiple games before he got injured. Well, I guess there was one I watched the entire game where it was hard for me to watch.
Yeah.
Because I was worried about it.
Here's what I'm going to do tonight.
It was bad.
I hadn't even thought like which video feed I'm going to go, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to listen to Mike Keith and those guys.
Yes.
The best draft coverage that's out there. Titans Radio's got you covered all.
You can do it all.
And I was talking to Rhett. Number one, I almost hit Rhett Bryan pulling into the garage because or the parking lot because he was coming out. I didn't anticipate seeing walkers. around our building. I mean, there aren't a lot of people around our building, so
Take them out, Brent.
I almost took Rhett Bryan out. It was almost the Amy Wells show tonight. Those guys do an amazing job. Rhett said they'll be on the air till like 11 or beyond.
Yeah.
With this deal.
And the studying that they put in it. Listeners, fans of the show, fans of these people, hey, man, the work that they put in is hours of studying of the guys that could be drafted at any particular spot. So
they started 2 days after the season ended.
That's
for
amazing.
The Titans.
That's amazing.
2 days after is what Rhett said. Yep.
Wow, man.
Yep. And when did they play the last game? 2.5 months ago. And now we've got. I mean, this is like sports Christmas. You know, you got to unwrap the presents tonight.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Who do you think the Titans end up with tonight? I started to say at 22, but maybe they move up. Maybe they move back. I don't know. Who do you think they end up with? 615-737-1045. Nitro Jedi on the TV feed says he hopes for Newsome. There's your boy.
That's my pick.
Hugh, I hope we draft Ojulari from Georgia.
I think that's Blaine's guy, too.
Yeah.
It is. Andrew says, do the 49ers
I think he'll
shock?
be gone by then, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Do the 49ers shock the world and pick Pitts? Man, they've got offensive weapons. That's what makes quarterback intriguing there. But what are you going to do with Garoppolo, man? You paid a lot of money to bring that guy over.
Yes, you did. Get some spots for him. That's what you can do. Get some trades.
He's about to end up in New England.
Yeah, Belichick will make something happen.
Making that magic happen.
Yep.
Easier, smaller, easier deal. Get him back. Familiarity. Oh, yeah.
Man, what does that say for Cam? I feel like that guy's
got a
really
nice
working.
tight end there waiting to catch
Two of
balls.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Jim Wyatt did his final mock draft roundup. And I went through all of them and wrote down how many people selected guy A, guy B, guy C, all that. And it's
Who
interesting.
wins?
Elijah Moore, hands down, not close.
Really?
Yeah, there were 83 mock draft selections that Jim Wyatt took a look at and documented. Elijah Moore with 30 selections.
And that is crazy. We've hit on this yesterday, but it's crazy because a month ago, Kadarius Toney was the guy and the talk. And then now all of a sudden, I mean, it seems like Mel Kiper, I think it was Mel Kiper Jr.'s mock draft today actually has him going to the Bears prior to the Titans.
No, Mel Kiper has Newsome going to the Titans.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm saying Elijah Moore. He has him going to the Bears at what, 20?
20.
So all of a sudden, like Elijah Moore has just jumped. It was interesting too. I was listening to Buck's show earlier as I was driving in, and Lucas brought up a good point. He was like, there hasn't been a ton of talk about Elijah Moore and that incident from not this year, the past year. When he peed in the end zone. Yes, the Ole Miss Mississippi State.
He didn't really. For those that don't know, he didn't like drop his drawers and pee in the end zone.
Yeah, left a puddle.
He acted like he was a dog and peed in the end zone.
Yes. Well, in a day and age, this is what Lucas had brought up. In a day and age where everything is scrutinized before you are drafted, especially when something happens like what happened to the Titans last year. I mean, every little bit of your character, like Brent, yesterday you were going on about how Kadarius Toney is a rapper too on the side and kind of has this going. And that concerns you from a love football's the focus standpoint. So everything is scrutinized. That has been kind of pushed under the rug and quiet, and not a lot of people have talked about that. It hasn't been brought up a lot when it comes to his draft stock and everything. Now, I worked an Ole Miss game this year where he spoke to our broadcast crew, and he sold me on his maturity. And he talked about that incident and what he learned from it and what he figured out. He was glad it happened because he figured out that he wasn't quite as good as he thought he was, that he knew that he needed to mature after that incident from the response that he got from everybody around him, including his inner circle. And he was very specific about making sure that he had the proper inner circle around him in kind of that growth moment for him. So, and he said that kind of transferred to on the field. So I've heard what he says about that incident and how he's feels he's grown. So maybe that's the message that he's given to teams
Yeah.
because they ask about it.
Without question.
They
without
do.
Question.
So, and I was sold in listening to his response that he's a different kid, that he matured, that he learned from it.
I thought it was pretty funny, personally.
I know
I love it.
you loved it.
He wrecked 2 programs.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And I would argue that it probably worked out A-OK for Ole Miss, as they now have Lane Kiffin recruiting and having fun and throwing up big numbers offensively.
And Mississippi State ended up with the Pirate.
Yep.
Elijah Moore with 30 of the 83 in the mock draft roundup by Jim White. Greg Newsome second with 12. Caleb Farley third with 11.
That's surprising to me because of the medicals. Because this is
But
the
here's the
most
thing.
recent.
I think
right?
they know something. Yeah.
If the
teams know
Titans
something, I
have
believe.
clean medicals on him,
That's what I was gonna-
they
yeah.
will take him if he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people keep saying he's the most talented
Yeah,
quarterback
you're not
in the
going to
draft.
pass on the talent. You cannot do that.
If they don't
I
have
can see
clean
that.
medicals, he'll continue to fall.
Right.
And maybe they go Rashad Bateman, who is fourth on this list with 7 picks. And then it drops off way down. Christian Barmore and Zaven Collins with 3 each at 5. And then, a bunch of guys have 2 and 1.
Okay.
But that's it. Elijah Moore with 30. Greg Newsome with 12. Caleb Farley with 11. Rashad Bateman with 7 in Jim Wyatt's mock draft roundup. You can find that and see it in detail online, TennesseeTitans.com. Fun day, man. I absolutely love today, and it's weird because it's all NFL stories all the time. And then, you get hit with the Saints want to get in the top 10, and you expect stories like that. You don't necessarily expect Tim Tebow wants to play tight end for the Jaguars.
Right. And the MVP doesn't want to go back to
Or
his team.
Aaron Rodgers is out.
Yeah. Yeah. Not
Although
yeah.
it's not a surprise, though. He's been mad for a while.
True.
But it's timing, right? And that was a Shefty report, wasn't it?
Yeah. When you put a name, and we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, Don. You put a name on it, it's real.
Yeah.
That's what we want to hear.
He says he doesn't want to return to the team. That's word for word what Schefter reported there. So,
Yes, indeed.
man, he's like, let me win this Jeopardy hosting job and sail off into the sunset. See ya.
I wonder too.
Oh, by the way, did you see what the money is for that?
What?
Because Alex Trebek was making $10 million. They're getting ready to pay $30 million a year for that.
$30 million
We're
to
in
host
the wrong
Jeopardy.
business.
Goodness gracious.
boys.
$30 million.
Really?
I think Slade be a good Jeopardy host.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can hold my composure.
No, you couldn't.
That's some of the. It's like when the guy said that to Aaron Rodgers about who made that call, I would have bust out laughing. Aaron held it together. And nothing.
Or somebody says, how do you pass a drug test?
Yeah. And, I'm in the whip. That's not it. It goes down. Let's go from there.
I love it. 615-737-1045 or come by and see us. We're at Tin Roof and Draft Day coverage on the Zone presented by Two Rivers Ford. We'll be right back. 3HL is powered by you on 1045 The Zone.
Also out in Pleasant View, the right shoulder's blocked from a crash
you
at
don't have to
I-24 eastbound right at
so.
Highway 49, and another injury wreck at Tampa Drive at Harding Place. Also, we have a crash at Briley Parkway heading
under 10 seconds.
Pike, and another at Cloverland Drive at Edmondson Pike. Be on the lookout for that. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, talking about Caleb Farley during the break. The medical thing, we were talking to John Robinson this week, and Don asked him about the medical stuff because they did have 150 players go to the combine, or to Indianapolis, not the combine, to Indianapolis to get some sort of medical checking. And we'll ask Mike Keith about this when he hops on at 4 o'clock live from Tin Roof. That's where we are, Demumbrian.
Right.
You park
The
right
OG.
behind Slay and Davenport, right out front.
We took
Come
those
on in.
spots. Yep.
But that's the problem that a Caleb Farley has, is how much do you really know?
Yeah.
You know about the 2 back procedures, but Slay's like, look, I've had a back procedure. Ramon Foster had a
Yep.
back procedure. His
Yep.
brother Renardo had a back procedure. But what is the back procedure?
Exactly. You got to know what it is. And I tell you what, man.
And he's had 2.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting here listening to
Well,
Mike Keith
and
talk, dude.
the
This-
second one came late.
Yeah.
Or the info on it came out
came
late.
late. It could have
Yeah.
been done, but it came back late.
March 23rd.
If you could
was
just
his
walk
last
out of
procedure.
there and those people tell you can't, there's nothing we can do about it, dude, I would have flew out of Chicago. I mean, dude, it was like going through a meat market when they were testing my knees and things like that, saying you ain't got enough cartilage. I wanted to walk out of there. Like
Your skinny leg.
yeah, like all of this was affected seriously. And I can only imagine how much that drove teams crazy now. Like, looking at it then, they need that information just to know where you stand. And that bill of health is very important.
So
very important.
The difference is usually in Indy, there's about 300 guys that they could get medicals, and this is coming from John Robinson, so it's it's accurate info from him. It's not me making it up, but usually 300, and this year that number that they really got the full medicals that they wanted to get on guys is at 150. That's half.
And
That's it.
J-Rob told us that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and all the teams have talked about it. So and obviously with Farley, he's one of the big ones that will affect.
Titans radio coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Mike Keith and the crew we'll have you covered tonight. They do the best job out there, I'm telling you. And when I say I'm turning my TV down, I turn my TV down. I listen to these guys. And Mike, on his way to the Virgin Hotel, had stopped by the Tin Roof. Mike?
Yeah.
It's so good to
Can
be
we
with
get you on earlier? Is that okay? We get
Sure.
bonus Mike Keith time?
Sure.
Double time.
I like it.
Thank you. It's good to be here. The Caleb
see
Farley
you.
point is outstanding. I think some of what happens in this first round turns on Caleb Farley. Because Caleb Farley had everything gone the way that teams would have hoped. Had he played this year, had he been healthy, all of this, we might be talking about him as the number 2 corner behind Surtain. I mean, here's the story on Caleb Farley. I don't know if you know the whole deal. Caleb Farley had never played corner in his life until 2018.
Really?
High school.
Isn't that crazy? And he's elite.
Yes,
Is how you describe him.
So he's from Hickory, North Carolina, and he's a great athlete in Hickory, North Carolina. He goes to NC State, he goes to Virginia Tech, and he starts off as a wide receiver. He has an injury. He redshirts in 2017. Spring of 2018, they're like, Caleb, we really want to see you play corner. You could be a big-time NFL prospect if you play corner. So he wins the job and then plays 2 years and he's one of those natural athletes that he breaks up passes. He makes things happen. He can catch. He's 6'1.5". He's 207. He's physical. I mean, there's really. I mean, he's kind of physically. He's like a Patrick Peterson clone. Now, I'm not saying he's as good a player, but I mean, he's elite.
Yeah.
If his back thing is no big deal to teams,
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's top 15.
Well,
top 20.
If the Titans have clean medicals on him, he doesn't get past 22. I wouldn't think.
Or somebody's going to go get him.
Or somebody will go get him.
Yeah, because there are less questions about his play than really the other two, obviously Horn and Surtain, and then really Farley in terms of what he has shown as a player with his ability. And then Newsom's obviously there. Samuel's there. Tyson Campbell is there. Eric Stokes is there from Georgia. Those are just some of the names.
Oh, the medicals on him make me nervous, though. And maybe I'm a little jaded from, I was jaded when we talked about Bud Dupree, and I know that's just an ACL. But when we're talking back at that position in this league, it just makes me so nervous. You look at Clowney coming in.
You weren't here for the whole Steve McNair back thing in '99.
I know, but he was a different human being.
That's fair.
He was a different human being.
He was special.
But this guy
could be
Superman.
But this guy athletically has some of the strange Steve traits.
Yeah.
Listen, we could have put Steve at safety. He'd have been all pro.
Yeah.
We could have put Steve at tight end. He'd have been all pro. We could have done all kinds of. Steve McNair is still the best athlete we've ever had.
Speaking of tight end, what do you think about this Tebow story? Working out for Urban Meyer to play tight end at Jacksonville.
At 33. Not that he's not in shape, but
I remember Clay Bishop saying that
like
10 years ago.
He's a tight end.
He's a tight end.
A lot of people thought he was an age coming out that if he decided he wanted to do that he would have a chance to play in the league and.
But he was so adamant. He didn't want to do it.
He wasn't going to do it.
And then Denver drafted him in the first round, traded to draft him in the first round, and staked their franchise on it for a while until they had a chance to get Peyton Manning. So,
yeah.
Boy, that playoff win against Pittsburgh
made
was
nice
fun,
throw.
though.
Yeah, nice throw. Was it Thomas caught the pass across the middle?
Yeah.
Nice slam. I'm amazed, Mike Keevan. How many times do players go in and they switch positions? We see that with a guy like Keith Bullock, who went from safety to linebacker. But you have to be a phenomenal athlete. And I think that goes to your point. This guy, he's a bit different. If you can go and play a different position as corner, where you're on the island, and hey, man, that's
at that
a whole
level.
Yeah, at that level,
Yeah.
that's a whole different animal. So,
Well, Cortland Finnegan had never played corner until he joined the Titans, which was crazy.
Seventh round, was he a seventh round pick?
Seventh round pick. He had never played corner till he got to the NFL, and yet he's got a skill set, and he fit our system. And, so much of
He's got a lot of dog in him, too.
I was going to
absolutely.
say, he's got the chip on
But
his
you've
shoulder.
still, you can be
Still.
tough and mean and nasty, but you've still got to be able to do the stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he could do the stuff. He was as good a match corner for a period of time as you would see basically anywhere. And, you're looking for those traits that fit what you want to do. And that's like, I was just on the Knoxville show, and they were asking about Trey Smith. Well, Trey Smith is probably not going to go as high as you would think because he's a really good player, but it's because he plays guard, and some teams ask a guard to do this, and some teams ask a guard to do something else. Where does he fit in that? Now, somebody may just like him so much they go get him, but you've got to grab a guy like a receiver, like a corner, like a guard, like a tight end. You've got to find that guy who fits what you do.
Here's what's going to happen. Whenever somebody drafts Trey Smith in the third round or wherever they draft him, and then fans pull up his highlight film from Tennessee where he completely mauls people and then just lays on the top of them, they're going to be like, holy crap.
We got to steal.
We got this guy in the third round?
Steal.
And then
He's going to be that guy.
they're going to listen to him in an interview, and they're going to be like, oh, wow, really? Holy crap. This guy's amazing. Like, top notch, top to bottom.
I would obviously love to have him on our
Oh,
football
wouldn't you?
team.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
He's actually on our pre-show tonight between 6 and 7.
Oh, that's big
Oh,
time.
nice.
Yeah,
That's big time.
he's a special guy, and love to have him here. I don't know enough about football to know if his style of play fits what we do. I don't know that. But I just know he's a really good player. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
The Vols that we've had, some of them have been pretty special, and it's always good to have a Vol when you're the Tennessee Titans. It never hurts business, that's for sure.
Let me ask you this, Mike. When you get in the latter part of the draft, how much of it is about drafting a guy, for, say, a good guy contest? Like, Trey would fall in that good guy contest until, like, what Brent says, you turn on the film and then you see something totally different, then you got to steal. But how much of that is you draft a guy on being a great guy, a locker room guy, and then you get into workouts and you see what he has, then you know you got something. Do guys just draft off of that?
It's the opposite. It's can you do all of the things, and then being a good guy separates you from another guy. But you've got to have the traits. I mean, you've got to have. They're going to bring in a defensive lineman because he's got length. They're going to bring in a receiver because he does something special. The good guy thing is the separator. You don't. In some cases, you're gonna grab a player based on the fact that he's just really talented, and you think he's, okay, he's a better guy than the next guy, and he fits your locker room, and he loves football. And then, sometimes you take shots with character, and you say you hope people improve,
right?
Because they're just so good.
Mike's got broadcast responsibilities. Do you have time for one more segment?
I do.
All right. Titans Radio coming up at 6. We've got more with the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, as we walk through the NFL draft coming up tonight. It's going to be fun. Broadcasted live from Tin Roof. Catch us on Twitch and all of the social mediums. We appreciate the messages that are rolling through the Zone TV feed, and we'll be right back on 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Notifications on the go. Just download the 104.5 The Zone app.
Tell me something.
downtown at I-24 eastbound at James Robertson Parkway. Two of the right lanes are
That's who I
blocked. We
thought
still have an
it
injury wreck in the Madison Inglewood area at Gallatin
Yeah.
Pike at Riley Parkway. Another
Like
injury
a
crash
little-
at Gallatin Pike at Walton Lane. And have a stalled semi blocking the left lane of the ramp to I-24 eastbound going on to Riley Parkway. Also at Mount View Road south of Murfreesboro Pike, we have an injury crash
Thanks.
and another wreck at Horton Highway south of Shelbyville Highway.
Great.
I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on
Well,
your home for
Darty.
Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. We made it. The 2021 NFL Draft begins tonight, and the best draft coverage is right here on 104.5 The Zone. Broadcasting live all day from Tin Roof on Demumbrian. Titans Radio pre-draft coverage picking up at 6, live from the Virgin Hotel. Adam Schefter reported Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is disgruntled with the organization and has told people in the building he does not want to return to the team.
We all know
Comes
that.
after a report by Tom Pelissero that the 49ers reached out to the Packers about trading Rodgers, but that there is a 0% chance Green Bay deals him. Also reports that Green Bay is trying to extend Rodgers' contract. Braves blanked the Cubs 10-0 last night, 3-0 in the 4-game series. They are 12-12, taking on the Cubs again tonight at 6:20. And the Preds are not in action, but will have eyes on the Stars, playing at the Lightning at 6. Preds currently hold a 2-point advantage over the Stars in that final playoff spot in the Central. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans involved. This is 104.5 The Zone.
With Brent Dougherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
3HL, powered by powered by you. Brent Dougherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
In the building. I'm in the building.
Day number 2 for you. You still want to do this?
Hey, man, listen. If you people, the listeners are watching on the feed and you see me with my mouth dropped listening to Mike Keith talk, believe me, man, it's for a reason. This man is full of knowledge. I can listen to this all day.
Full of something.
We need to get the Derrick Henry chain onto Mike Keith.
Oh,
That'll look good
Mike
in
Keith, can
his
you rock
draft
this?
attire today.
A Derrick Henry chain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I would.
That's the cutback. There we go.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Mike Keith with us. We're broadcasting live from Tin Roof until 6 o'clock, and then Titans Radio takes over. And again, we heard the intro to the draft coverage, and I was in there with Slay, and then Dawn came in,
man.
and we said, Dawn, you got to go see Rhett Bryant. She said, why? And we said,
Don't even just go.
Go do it.
Just go listen. I'm like,
Goosebumps.
chills.
I mean, chills.
was
Yes.
amazing.
It's amazing. We're not going to give too much detail because people need to hear it at 6 o'clock. But if you've been a fan for a minute, you're going to appreciate what these guys put together.
Well, we got a little history now.
Yes.
20-something years later, we've got a little history, and we've got a little. I hope Titans Radio has a little history, but the Titans certainly do, and the fan base has a lot of moments that they remember throughout the course of this time. And there have been some great draft memories. There have been some in between. There have been some, but that's part of the story.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Is you've got a story and you've got a thread that sort of pulls through here, and you know what this means. Our fan base gets the draft now. When we started this, our fan base is like, you do what? It's just like Little League. They assign players. If his dad's a coach, do you? Well, it wasn't quite like that, but they get the intricacies of moving up and moving back and trading for picks and what certain things mean, and I love it. I love how into it our fan base is.
Shoot, and nowadays they know, hey, John Robinson has moved 11 times in his career, and 9 times he's moved back and acquired extra picks. And, this fan base is so knowledgeable nowadays, and it makes covering this franchise and this draft even more fun. So I'm curious for tonight, because I just feel I wake up this morning, I'm seeing Schefter tweets, I'm seeing, McShay's mock draft, final mock draft, and Mel Kiper's final mock draft, and there's some things that are different than they were 2 days ago, and I just feel like it could be chaos. Where are you on it?
I think it's total chaos because of the medical stuff. And I think it was, I can't remember, Tom Pelissero said it. He said that he really felt strongly in talking to people around the league that there is such a disparity between draft boards because of all the medical, that after you get past, 12, 14, somewhere in there. I think you could see anything happen. We talked about Farley from Virginia Tech. I mean, does Farley go 12th? Does he go 18th? Does he go 22nd? Or does he fall out of the first round?
Because that's possible.
Because it's possible.
Yeah.
But think about this. If Horn and Surtain, the corners go quickly, and then if somebody takes Farley at 14, then all of a sudden you're saying, oh, my goodness, Newsom's going to go 17, and some guys are going to start to get into the first round because teams that desperately need a corner say, we can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's why for the Titans, the 5 quarterbacks coming off the board as quickly as possible would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, just run them out of there.
That'd be big.
Run them out of there. I hope the running backs start going earlier. We keep hearing that Najee Harris is going to go and Etienne is going to go and Javonte Williams from North Carolina is going to go.
Yep.
And great.
The over-under number on running backs is 2.5. So
great.
So it's
I
right
hope
there,
They go,
yeah.
I hope people
Wanna
start
pause
trading
there.
up and start taking them, and that's beautiful because here's what we don't need. We don't need a running back. We got one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
By
He's
the
pretty
way,
good.
I saw the Pro Football Hall of Fame tweet. Brent, I think you retweeted it. That was the card of when they drafted Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
45th.
45th, 44
Crazy.
players went in front of him. And if people will remember, he kind of fell during the draft.
Well, and if you really remember, our fan base dogged it overall. They were not.
I don't remember
They were
that.
not happy because they're like, you just traded for DeMarco Murray. Why are you getting Derrick Henry? We
That's
need.
right.
We need.
Forgot about DeMarco.
They were much more excited. Now it's revisionist history. They were much more excited about Kevin Dodd than they were. They were. Because Kevin Dodd had played at Clemson. He was a pass rusher. We got him with the first pick of the second round. Most people thought he was going in the first round.
Yeah.
He was mocked everywhere in the first round. And it's like, Derrick Henry, we don't need this one. Here's this new guy coming in. And I contend he's one of the 30 greatest second-round picks in NFL history.
you did some homework on that
Yes.
little topic.
Yes, that's the OTP for tomorrow. That will hit.
The mock draft is up right now.
The mock draft is up right now.
Yeah.
If you've subscribed to the OTP, we've been doing them all week. The one tomorrow is this passion project that I've had the greatest second-round picks in NFL history. There are 3 current players who are part of that 30-man list.
Wow.
Derrick Henry is one of them.
That's big
Spoiler alert.
Big time. Big time.
He's not the highest rated, though.
Really?
No.
Wait. How?
When you see who
I'm trying to think.
When you
I'm
see-
like,
This is your
when you see who the highest rated one is,
You'll be
you'll
like, oh.
understand.
okay.
love it.
I'm going through it in my brain now.
Because
I'll
everybody
just tune in
forgets
tomorrow.
that this guy was a second-round pick. But I did it because everybody talks about, the first-round picks, the bonus babies, and then they talk about the late picks and the undrafteds. So I started down this rabbit hole of, well, what about the second-round picks? And then 13 years later, I finally stopped for now.
So
Literally 13 years.
This is what you do
That's
for fun at
amazing.
home.
I did it on vacation in Florida.
Listen to-
Oh,
listen to this.
Mike.
I'm telling the truth.
that's how you go get it.
While my
That's how
kids,
you go get it.
you learn to go to your
Yeah,
left, don't you, Ron?
you better know it.
You
That's
got
how
to
you go
work
get
on
it,
going
Mike.
to your left.
You better believe
it's
it.
not natural. So while my kids, when they were still kids, and while my wife, when they were napping, I would go in the other room and I started working on this. And then I just kept doing it, and I put it away for a while. And then the Titans have had a bunch of really good second-round picks in recent years. Honor Landry.
Honor Landry.
Honor Landry's
I
one.
love that you said that.
Yes, of course. Well, obviously A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown.
Arthur one is one, and then Derrick Henry. And so I went back and revisited it, and the guy who's number 1 on the list, it was a change from my original list. It's a
I'm
change.
intrigued.
Brent, I see Brent going.
I'm intrigued.
The wheels
You
are
see
turning
all
and
the
Brent,
wheels
yeah,
on
the
all
wheels
of
are
us turning
There are
RTP.
38. There are 38 players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame who were drafted in the second round.
Wow.
38.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tough place to get into too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
very
that's
tough.
15% of the Hall of Fame, more than 15%.
Yeah.
So you've
That's-
been working on this baby for 13 years. You're going to birth this baby tomorrow.
No, it's done.
It's already
It'll be released to the
It'll
world
come out in the
tomorrow.
morning. And don't worry, it's
the
not
photo shoots on Instagram.
It's
tomorrow.
not a 6-hour listen either. I
going
promise
public.
you.
Okay.
It's 37, 38 minutes. It's not bad.
So outside of the Titans and what they will do at 22 and whether they move up, back, whatever, you are a huge sports fan. You enjoy the NFL draft, every aspect of it.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
What happens at 3? I've been saying Trey Lance at 3 because of the fact that they kept Garoppolo.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Well, the Aaron Rodgers thing has me thinking about this a lot now.
Crazy.
Because if you believe the reports, one of the places that he wanted to go is San Francisco.
That's right.
Wow.
And so if you're San Francisco, and I mean, let's just play hypothetical. Let's say you trade Jimmy Garoppolo and a bunch of picks for Aaron Rodgers. Well, then you could potentially have Trey Lance be Aaron Rodgers like Aaron Rodgers was to Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Trey Lance. Trey Lance has some McNair in him. He's got some Josh Allen in him. He's big. He can run. I think he's raw.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's the question, though, right? Like, how much do we really know?
Well, I think we know quite a bit. Much like I think it's a Josh Allen comparison because it's the physicality more so than Fields or Jones. I think his physical upside. I mean, he is a big dude, and when you watch him run, I just think I watch Josh Allen and I think Steve McNair. I'm watching it. I mean, because he doesn't run like a normal human quarterback.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about like a fast guy. I'm talking about you do not want to tackle him.
Yeah.
Like Allen is. I mean, who wants to tackle Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Big guy.
All right. So Brent said, okay, aside from the Titans, but no, let's talk Titans. What are they doing at 22? What's your guy? I don't know. I don't even know how much you can say or want to say, but I'm pushing you on it. So what do the Titans do at 22, Mike Keith?
I don't think the Titans pick at 22.
Okay.
Do you think they pick in the first round?
Yes, I do, but I don't think they pick at 22. I think in the back end of the first round, there's going to be a whole lot of shaking going on. And I said this on 104.5 earlier, but I really believe that you're going to see a lot of movement and a lot of opportunities because I don't think teams, due to the medicals, I don't think teams have as many first-round grades as they normally do. So I think for a lot of teams, the second round starts at 18 or 19.
Okay. Because I talked to Mike Detillier, who works with you guys, Titans Radio, works with us at the Zone. He had 24, but because of he doesn't get involved in the medicals. So because of the medicals, I totally can see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
with the
there may
18
be
or 19.
16.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you figure if 20 teams redline a guy, then that's 20 less opportunities for him to be selected. And he might play a position that they don't even want anyway, so the number goes down. I mean, you start doing the math, and that player's number goes down even more. How many teams still have a first-round grade on Caleb Farley? How many teams have a first-round grade on Landon Dickerson? I
love him.
I love him too.
But
I could see a team like the Titans take him later in the first round if they move back. Coach Mack thinks he's a guard to start with. Do you realize,
really?
Do you realize he started a game at Florida State and Alabama? He started a game at every position in the offensive line. You think of him as a center, you think of him as a guard, but he played both guards. He actually made a start at both tackles in his career as well.
Plus, you want to talk about a guy
That's
with
huge.
a bunch of dog in him? And great teammate and all of that. I mean, when he was out with the ACL, watching him celebrate his teammates.
But, he had another ACL his freshman year at Florida State.
Yeah.
And he had an ankle problem. And he's like,
Some lingering injuries,
you
man.
and
That
Dawn
history
get-
is something else.
Yeah, you and Dawn get terrified by the medicals.
The medicals are terrifying me, probably because I'm reminded every weekend how physical this game is, and
But-
even more so at
but
the
just
NFL
remember,
level.
our medical study on Jeffrey Simmons worked out really well.
Worked out really well.
He's not human either, Mike.
He's not
Yeah,
human.
yeah. It's a lot of non-humans.
Titans radio coverage starts at 6 o'clock. You guys tonight, tomorrow at the Virgin Hotel tonight.
Virgin Hotel tonight with some season ticket members.
Yes.
Tomorrow night we're in the East Club We'll go wall to wall. Excited to have Ramon Foster join us tomorrow
Yes.
night. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to hear he and Coach Mack go back and forth.
Yep.
And we love it. You know, we love every part of having a chance to go through and do all of it. We started off just basically coming on when the Titans would make their pick, and then we realized, hey, we're preparing all this stuff, and everything that happens affects the Titans anyway.
Yep.
So why not? My favorite statement is, though, Rhett Bryan saying that he hopes Jacksonville picks 7 punters and 5 fullbacks. So that, he is totally objective in his.
Yes.
I remember when the Titans picked a fullback in the 4th round. I called Blaine Bishop on that one.
How'd that go?
Yeah. Yeah. He's Mike Keith. Check him out. Titans Radio.
Good luck,
All your
good
draft
luck, good
coverage
luck.
tonight.
Thank you, Ron Slay.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Man, I
Mike.
appreciate it, Mike. Thanks.
All right. We've got more draft talk when we come back again. Who do you want Titans to take in the first round?
I'm rolling with Mike.
615-737-1045. Live at the Tin Roof. We'll be right back.
Stores, Staples is evolving to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com and find out what you need to take on today and to help you tackle tomorrow. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Looks like we still have an accident at I-24 eastbound at James Robertson Parkway. 2 of the right lanes are blocked downtown, and an injury wreck at Galton Pike at Walton Lane. Also, we have a stalled semi at I-24 eastbound going on to the ramp to Briley Parkway. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Exactly. It must have cut off a little later.
Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. What are you laughing at?
Mike
Your
Keith
mics
just
are
broke the
hot.
boom. Babs, we
What
can
is-
hear you.
what
Babs.
What does Ramon always say? Remember,
Your Twitter fingers and your mic
are always hot.
Yeah,
Look
people on the
forward.
message board saying Don's mic was hot during the break. I don't think it was this break. I think it was the last
Yeah, it was
break.
the last one right before we came back with Mike.
Was that clean?
Well, if you weren't, those messages would have been followed up with whatever you said that wasn't appropriate.
Okay,
So I think you're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Section 334 on the Zone TV feed. By the way, we are live on Twitch on their homepage.
Mm-hmm.
So there are thousands and thousands of people that have no idea what they're watching, but they're watching. Hi.
Hello.
This is 104.5 The Zone
Hey,
in
guys.
Nashville. Talking about the Titans. Section 334 on YouTube writes, Jags are going to draft the Vandy girl kicker. Sarah Fuller?
Let's see.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's completely disrespectful.
Yeah, leave it alone. Jacksonville ain't that in the dumps, are they? And I'm not saying to draft her. I'm just saying Jacksonville's
Slay just
horrible.
made it worse.
Yeah, that was bad. My bad.
And didn't even
But
realize.
yeah, but that's I like her. But
Oh, come on. Here we go.
I don't like Jacksonville.
Cover it up. You don't like Jacksonville.
Nope.
Your boy Big John played for
That's my
Jacksonville.
dog too. Man. I never got to go down there, so
Yeah.
I don't like Jacksonville. Don't
By the
like
way-
Duval. Hot and sticky.
I don't like that city
There's
at all.
nothing in the city. I would love to go out with Fred Taylor though. He seems like he's the mayor.
Blaine always says that's the best running back he faced that doesn't get the respect he deserves.
Dude, I've been watching some highlights of him because of a podcast they do. Man, that man was a beast.
Beast. Absolutely. Robert on Twitter, he says he wants Elijah Moore or Farley. That's the thing. Like, out of the receivers, I'm starting to hear some Rashad Bateman at wide receiver at 22.
I honestly, I hope we don't. If that happens, I believe the guys we want, Tony. I just went blank.
Elijah Moore.
Those guys have been taken. I'm
think
not saying I
Tony
don't like
fall-
Bateman. I want Tony or Elijah Moore.
It feels like Tony's falling into the second round for me.
It does.
He is dropping on.
That's what it feels like. I don't know. I mean, what I've been told is this is going to be a crazy draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels that way for sure.
No doubt.
Let me ask you guys this. Newsom's gone. Farley's gone. Tony's gone.
Elijah Moore's
Elijah
gone.
Moore. Why do I keep going blank on Elijah Moore?
Maybe
I don't know
he's been
because
doing
he's the
that's
one
my guy pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
he's
why
your
I'm going blank on-
draft. Yeah, that's your mock draft pick, dude.
There you go. So what if those guys are gone? Where are we going? With the Titans moving back.
Again, if you got clean medicals on Farley, take Farley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you have any question there,
But he's gone.
don't do it.
offensive
Oh,
lineman.
you had him gone.
Yeah, I got him gone.
Rashad Bateman?
And that's
You
the
don't like
one guy.
Bateman?
That's the one guy I haven't looked into. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I haven't looked into him.
Yeah,
so.
played at Minnesota. He opted out and then decided to, once the Big Ten decided to play and they started late, he decided to play. Minnesota didn't have a great year. He didn't have a great year.
Outside of this, real quick, I don't know if Don was here when we were talking about it. I said I wanted a fool. We were talking about Janoris Jenkins had just got signed. Jack Rabbit had just got signed. I was saying, man, we need some fools on the defensive end of the ball. Mike Keith was just talking. Fools is comparable to dogs. That's my definition. So Mike Keith was just talking about guys that have problems given they can have a boatload of problems. If they got talent, they're going to give them an opportunity to go. That is
See
the
it all the
reason.
time. I mean, there's a reason Antonio Brown's still around.
Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out. That's why we need some fools. We need some guys with some baggage.
I don't know about that, Ron Slay.
I
just
completely
saying.
agree.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what he said.
This is
That's
it.
what Mike keeps just talking me into.
I completely agree.
Okay,
You
okay.
need to-
I think you're reading into Mike Keith's
Wrong?
comments wrong.
Okay. Well, hey, straighten me up, Babs. You always reel me back in. Reel me in.
But also, let me say this.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel and this locker room, I think, could absorb some fools, to use your term.
There you go.
I think that they can absorb that. They can absorb some big personalities. They can kind of make them all pull in the same direction. They got some legit leadership there,
Right.
but I don't think they want to. I don't think they want fools in that locker room.
Okay.
They don't want guys that have baggage that football isn't number one.
Hey,
Why don't you
They
define
had
fools
one-
a little bit better?
fools are guys that
Because like there's a limit to the fool.
right. I'm saying a fool on the
It's like
field
the
that's going to
hot,
push
crazy matrix
It's
for
Jackrabbit.
women.
the hot who?
It's like the hot, crazy matrix for women.
Okay.
The hotter you are as a woman, the crazier you are allowed to be.
That's along
It's
the
exactly
line.
what who is it? It was our some Brentwood lawyers that came up with it, right?
Yes.
I forget their names. They called
We
in.
had them on
We've
the show.
talked- Yeah, we had them on the show.
No, but she's exactly right.
But
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
So the better you are, the more
You'll put up with.
the teams will put up
Right.
with.
I'm not going Pac-Man crazy, and I know you like
That's my guy.
Pac-Man
Yep.
and you're friends with him.
Yep. That's my guy.
But Pac-Man would put himself in situations.
And so
that the whole
and
team
so
would
what I
then
was saying,
have to deal
and
with.
totally agree. And so what I'm saying is the fools that push the envelope
I've got
on
a perfect.
the field.
I got a perfect one. Dale Carter, back at Tennessee.
Okay, there you go.
He was a fool on the field and
There
a
you go.
little bit off the field too,
There you go.
but never to the point.
Trey Smith is a fool on the field. You just talked about when you turn the film on, he's pancaking guys and laying on them.
Here's
some
another
people say that's
Tennessee
kinda
guy.
dirty.
Here's another Tennessee guy, Al Wilson.
Fool. Plum fool. I'm talking fool. So, hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you got to know
Okay.
how to carry yourself and separate the business from whatever
Right.
else you got going on.
Yeah.
I'm saying the people that can dive in indoors, when they come into the arena, you pointing at them, yeah, that's what we – put Babs on the field. That's what we looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Now you're going to get out here and do donuts in the street. No, I don't think that's smart. You know what I mean? That's a different kind of fool. I'm talking
Last
about
year's
give me the
first round
football
draft
fool.
pick?
They give me the football fool, and I'm going to roll with that.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Scott says Pac-Man's like the food at the strip club.
Well, that's food.
What's the food at the
I don't know,
strip
but
club?
the wings
You're going to have to teach me here.
according to Lou Williams, Magic City wings are the truth.
Lemon pepper, right?
Yeah, lemon pepper Lou. Yeah, them wings are the truth, so I'm cool with them.
You had the wings here at Tin Roof.
Yeah, they are good. I had the Teppanyaki. Yep. I wanted to try the barbecue. I really wanted an assortment, but I didn't want to be sitting here, with my shirt about to bust on the Zone TV. So
I saw Moses in the bathroom. He said he was trying to get them wing sauce off his finger.
Dude, it's serious. It's serious. I was just licking my finger. It was finger licking good over here to me. So.
You, Tone, on Twitter, man, I'm jealous you guys got Bud Dupree from us, the Steelers, but I'm not mad that he went to you guys.
Fool. Thanks. Got
That's the
another
thing.
fool.
Like, we had a writer on from Pittsburgh, and she said they're really going to miss him off the field. Like, he's that guy in the locker room, in the community, kind of binds everybody together.
Yeah.
So
this
Well, because that's a guy that came out, and and Mark Stoops is notorious for recruiting these guys at Kentucky that came out that wasn't your 5-star, 4-star. What was he coming out of high school? Was he a 2? Maybe he was a 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he's that guy that came in and grinded and worked hard and eventually built himself into what he was. So that guy knows
Right,
how
what
to
you getting.
work.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. You know any coach or player who has been around him just raves about the leadership and what he brings.
Let me ask you this, Don. Did I just say Don? Don.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Or Babs.
I like Babs better because I don't
It's
like when
easier.
people do the D-O-N, and they forget the A-W, Don.
Or it's Dom.
Don. Hey, Don.
That's like 6 syllables in the South. In the South, it's not one syllable.
So
I've known this woman for like 12 years. I've never
What you
said
gonna
it
roll with?
right, I don't think.
Yeah, You mix it up every show.
Well, it's like D-O-N coming out of my voice.
Don.
Some of our promos at the beginning when I first started working here said my name wrong. I'm like, that's not how you say my name.
I don't know. I mean, this
There's
guy
a
sitting at the
W
bar
in
could
there.
be Dawn,
Yeah.
and then she's Dawn.
Yeah.
I can talk
That's
to both
Pan
of
the
them.
man right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, both of you guys this. Give me somebody that this describes. High energy, passion, motor always going.
Ron
Everyone in
Slay.
the stadium can feed off his energy.
Ron Slay.
That's my fool.
Oh, you were a fool.
I'm describing a fool. That's all.
Ron was a
That's
fool.
what I'm saying. That's for the listeners too, because it was some people saying something about that too. You don't want fools. No, this is my fool.
You're fool. You're not saying, because somebody said, well, we drafted, as in the Titans, we drafted a fool last year.
Yeah.
Not that kind of fool,
Right.
because he never was a fool on the field,
Right.
because he never got on the dang
There
field.
you go. So I was walking away from Titans game when I was younger, watching Javon Curse play and say, dude, a fool,
Yes.
man.
On
Dude
fire.
is a fool.
He's
out
on
there.
Cortland
fire.
Finnegan.
You feel what I'm saying? Finnegan.
We talked about Finnegan
Exactly.
earlier with Mike Key. It's 7th round
The
pick.
bully.
That guy.
The bully.
was
He
a
Bullock
fool.
is a fool.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking
Jackrabbit. You need
Come
more,
on.
though.
That's all,
All right,
I'm
so
saying.
who was in the middle of it when John Harbaugh and all the Titans players were getting
Up
into
in
it before the
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yep.
Well, Malcolm Butler was in the middle of it, but he's gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Kevin Byard?
One Big Simmons up there too?
Byard
Oh,
was.
Big Simmons is
Big Simmons.
He's on the verge. He's on the verge.
Teetering fool. Teetering fool.
He just needs a little help.
Yeah, just
I think he's got
just
it with
a nudge.
Danico Autry.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Danico Autry.
Fool.
Who's your fool in this draft? Who's your fool then that you want? Who's that high energy guy that might be there at 22?
Because I haven't done enough digging in with your guy Newsom.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean to Farley.
I'm telling you, Newsom is that guy.
He's that
Newsom
fool.
is that energy, chip on his shoulder. I think has the potential to grow because
Well, he's 6'2".
No, I'm sorry, not grow that way.
Oh,
Not as in grow taller.
Literally.
I'm saying like
I grew in
grow-
college. A lot.
My brother grew.
Really?
Like, he went to college at like 5'10". He's 6'4" now.
Wow.
Yeah, it totally messed with his shot. He was a walk-on
I
at
bet.
Auburn.
Yeah,
It messed
I
with
bet
his
it did.
shot.
A lot closer to the rim.
Yeah. No, I'm saying grow as in it's not like the kid started playing football in 5th grade and has always played. You know, for a long time he thought he wanted to be a basketball star.
Right.
And then kind of grew into his junior year in high school, decided that football was for him. So from that standpoint, I think that he still can grow.
Yeah. So
like his game can grow. There's potential there.
615-737-1045.
But he's a dog.
Somebody else said another Tennessee dog, Jawan Jennings.
That's who I was going to
a
say.
fool.
Fool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was some foolery off the field
Yes.
D. Cheryl 15. Dawn got an 80-year-old name with a 21-year-old looks.
Hey.
I don't. So
there. Dawn.
backdoor
Dawn,
compliment.
Was that a
No,
push you down, help you up?
Oh, I took it. That's a great way to put it.
What
I
was
get
that?
a lot of those.
Okay, yeah.
I do get a lot of
Oh,
those.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I think they're saying Don as in D-O-N is kind of an older gentleman's name nowadays.
80-year-old name
do
with
you know
21-year-old
any like
looks.
20-year-old Dons guys? No.
No.
People here are saying no.
No
Man to
baby.
man.
No
Do you know
baby.
any? You know
I
any,
don't know.
You know any 20-year-old Dons? See?
I don't know any babies named
See, you know,
Don. Yeah.
Don Johnsons. He know the Don Johnsons.
Yeah.
Well, he's like 80.
80.
No babies coming out named Dawn. Is that what you're saying?
I haven't heard of a lot.
All right.
Asante Samuel Jr., people are saying from FSU. Now, his injury history worries me a little bit. I've said it on this show. I was supposed to work 2 FSU games this year that were both canceled because of COVID issues. Both of them, I was actually in Tallahassee, too. But so I never actually got to see him play. But for at least one of them, he was injured and probably wasn't going to play. And so I know that there's some injury history there. There's some talk about his size, but I'm curious to see what he does in the league.
Going back to offense, I'll stand beside my guy Elijah Moore. I like him as a dog.
Oh, he is. I
like him.
He
as
could be a
dog.
fool.
I like a fool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Has
go to the
be
phone.
at 5'9".
615-737-1045. That's true. Let's go to Randall next up on 3HL. Hey, Randall, what's up?
Hey guys, what's going on?
How you doing, Ronnie?
Y'all was talking about a fool on the floor, on the court. I mean, on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he ain't really had the opportunity to make a big splash yet, but I think Pierre Tart fits that mold. I mean,
Really?
he plays hard, and I like his game. I think after he has time to hit the weight room and get coached up a little bit, I think he can fill that void.
Undrafted free
As a
agent.
fool on the type.
Thank you, man.
that,
Appreciate
Ron.
it.
See, and I think that's the
He
difference
showed
in what.
flashes, but
Yeah.
man,
I think that's the difference in what
Big
Babs
role.
is saying. Like, who in this draft that we talking around right now, because today is the first round, who is the guy you can go back or move up and take that has these characteristics and fits that mold, and maybe with a little push, with a little tutelage by Janoris Jenkins or some tutelage by A.J. Brown, they are the ones that get pushed into that fool.
Henry on Twitter, Al Wilson was a leader type, not a fool. Come on now. That's what we're saying.
Exactly.
The guy that brings the fight.
Listen, I'm going to tell you again, high energy, passion, motor always going. Everyone in the stadium can feed off of his energy. That's the fool/dog we're talking about.
Not backing down.
Yeah.
Bringing the fight.
Yeah, and necessary. And if you got to go push the guy down, he's going to be the one to go push the guy down and stand on. Yeah, that's me, coach. My bad. Don't nobody else do that. Y'all follow me. Let's roll. That's Al Wilson.
that guy, yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on now.
Totally random, but we're at Tin Roof here in Nashville, which, by the way, if you don't have any memories or like half memories because you really can't remember your nights here, you need to come visit Tin Roof in Nashville because it's that kind of place. But anyway, all the TVs are on,
It's live.
different channels. Yeah, getting ready for tonight's draft. And ESPN, of course, has Nick Saban on, and, they put his name on under it. 38 first-round selections.
Wow.
Nick
Lord.
Saban has helped to produce.
I'm so
38.
glad that's to my back.
He's so good on television, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he
so
is.
good, period.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's so good in a coach's meeting.
whenever he decides that he's had enough, he just slides right into college game day and keeps moving.
That's cool.
Yep.
I mean,
That's tough.
all right, more draft talk. We can take more of your phone calls, 615-737-1045. Broadcasting live from Tin Roof on Demumbrian, the OG. Come by and see us. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We'll be right back. 3HL is on 104.5 The Zone.
Want more fun from J-Mart and Ramon?
Ready for
brought to you by Allstate. In a world full of things you never thought possible, here's one more. Now you can get high-quality auto insurance from Allstate at a new low rate. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent to get a quote today. I-24 eastbound and James Robertson Parkway, the right shoulder's blocked from a crash downtown. And we still have an accident east of town blocking the left lane at I-40 westbound right before you get to Fester's Lane. Also at Gallatin Pike at Walton Lane, we have an injury wreck and another crash over on the south loop at I-40 eastbound near the 2440 split. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
3HL live from Tin Roof. Brent Dougherty on Davenport. Ron Slay. Slay's got this Derrick Henry chain around his neck.
I do.
Tried to get Mike Keith to wear it.
Yep, and he wanted to. I was so in awe of Mike Keith and listening to the history and listening to him talk. I couldn't move. I was literally frozen listening to Mike Keith, dude. Like, hey, man, that man is so knowledgeable. Him, Coach Mack, Red B, Ramon,
they do a great job,
terrific job tomorrow. Dude.
Yeah, we'll walk you up to the Titans Radio broadcast of the draft coming up at 6 o'clock, and you will want to be tuned in at 6 to hear their intro that they put together. It's phenomenal.
If you're from the city of Nashville, it walked me through my childhood leading up to this point where we are today.
104.5 The Zone's latest news and best coverage of the NFL Draft presented by Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people. We've got loaded phone lines. So let's knock it out. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Give them what they want.
We're going to be some fools on the radio.
Here we go.
615-737-1045.
That's any different than every day?
That's right. Let's go to Cuzzo Mike, who fits in well. Mike, what's up?
What's up, fam? Hey, who be picking y'all's intro, y'all's comeback music? They be doing a lot, you know?
They jam. What you saying, Mike? They jamming? Are they a fool when they picking it or what?
They a fool. They a fool. They be jamming. They had the Method Man yesterday. They come back to Marvin Gaye.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Hey,
that's our guy, Kevin.
Ron's credit. Yeah, all right, Kevin. I see you, boy. But Ron's credit about the fool, though. Hey, when Michael Jordan and the Zen Master needed a fool, they went and got the biggest fool in the NBA, Dennis Rodman. And you see the results.
Yep.
You see the results, don't you? Yeah, we need that fool.
You exactly right.
Taylor Lewan, he does a good job, but we need him on defense now. So I feel you, Ron, and I'm backing you up 100%, bro. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Appreciate it, cuz. Mike, stay safe
Rodman's
out there, brother.
like the definition of it, right?
Dennis Rodman was the biggest fool in sport, not just the NBA.
And see, he tried to live it up
energy
to be the fool.
Well, he lived it up off the court.
And that was the problem
too. Yeah.
But it never affected this game. I will say that.
You ever end up near him?
No, I didn't. I could only imagine that would have to be a little while. Ain't too much that's gonna shut me down, but that might have did it.
Him saying they need that on defense. Do you, I mean, would you go Kevin Byard there? Or I thought we definitely saw some flashes out of Jeffrey Simmons. Came into his own last year. In year two, that's where you really saw the progress and the steps. I mean, clearly coming off that ACL in year one in February, and he still played insane. Like I said, that guy's not human. But I felt like we saw flashes of leadership, dog, maybe what you're talking about from Big Jeff up front.
I think the best thing in that is when you're able to pair them with guys. So now you got a guy, Autry, who gets to push Simmons. Now you got Bud. You saw what he did with Watt, in Pittsburgh. It was a tandem. So now he's here. And now you got on the opposite end Landry. And
maybe that allows Simmons to be even more of that fool that you want to see on that side of the ball.
So now you got Fulton coming into it also with a backup. Need to have a breakout year in a sense. But you got a guy able to push him who's been a fool in this league in the Jackrabbit, Janoris Jenkins. I think it's all about being able to pair them with somebody to push each other. You're only good as your weakest link. So.
He hate V on Twitter. Kyle Vandenbosch was a damn fool.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, yes.
Red contact lenses.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you.
You should have done that.
Man, I can't put them in. I'm supposed to wear contacts. I can't put them in. I cannot put them in, dude.
Seriously, Slay?
I can't do it. Like, I'm going to start wearing my glasses now we're in the studio.
Oh, we're going to have to work on that. How long have you tried?
So, my
We always stumble onto something.
my sophomore year of college. I've been supposed to have glasses
So
forever.
you could have had like orange contact lenses while you played at Tennessee.
I'm going to tell you what the problem was. I went to the doctor. They were like, yeah, you're supposed to be wearing glasses. I'm like, all right, cool. They made a contact for me. Put my contacts in. I went to practice. Everything is too clear. The basket was too orange. Like, I was like, whoa, like, it's too crisp, clear. I was airballing
It affected
and
your
everything.
game.
I was airballing
I was going
and
to say,
everything.
you could have shot 40% from three.
Man, I went to the cafeteria with the contacts in, and I was missing. You know, how you put your tray down and go through the line. I was missing the
Because you were so used
little
to
conveyor
just the
belt thing.
blurriness.
Exactly. So it's still right now. Even though you're not blurry, you're blurry, I guess.
I was missing
You got
the
that soft
conveyor
focus
belt.
lens on me. I kind of like that. I wish the whole world had
I
that
don't know what's
nowadays.
going on. It's wild.
Oh,
But
That
yeah,
is
actually too clear.
fun. That
And the
is
doctor told me.
funny.
That's the Diane Sawyer.
Yes, that's what I say. I always say, I'm
He
like,
told
hey,
me,
you
if
got
you-
that Diane Sawyer soft focus on me? Yeah, that's what we need.
There you go.
Hey, going back to KVB, so that was Kyle
so
Van den
funny.
Bosch was,
Mm-hmm.
when did I move here? 15 years ago? And was covering the Titans locally. So that was my first kind of experience with him was
Mm.
covering them locally. And I remember in practice that his teammates would get pissed at him because that guy
He was going too hard.
was all gas. He was going too hard. There was no I mean, he did
I
not
love it.
care. He was that guy to where his teammates would be like, man, KVB, like after practice in the locker room, dude, you got to chill. Like you can't, we're on the same team. You have to chill.
It's
you
hard.
can't do that at practice. That's how he was.
Hard to
He'd
turn
put
that
in those
switch off.
red contacts and he would completely change into a different
I
person.
love that.
Flip the switch.
Love that.
I love
dude.
All right, let's get Shay in here at 615-737-1045. Shay, what's up?
Hey, how y'all doing? I was just going to chime in on the full conversation. I don't think you can have a conversation without mentioning Marshawn Lynch.
Fool. Beast, a fooly beast.
That run he had in the playoffs,
Oh, my goodness, man. That was legendary.
that was full on beast mode.
Yeah. Fool on beast mode. You're exactly right.
All right, when we come back, Tennessee gets another football player, this time from the transfer portal. That's coming up next. Also, more draft talk as we roll through the 5 o'clock hour. Jayson Swain will join us at 5:45. Broadcasting live from Tin Roof on Demumbery, and we'll be right back on 104.5 The Zone.
Wall-to-wall Titans coverage.
Just like we claimed it.
It's NFL Draft Month on 104.5 The Zone. From the Mark Spain Real Estate Studios, this is your Titans NFL Draft Station. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucas Panzica. We made it. The 2021 NFL Draft begins tonight, and the best draft coverage is right here on 104.5 The Zone. Broadcasting live all day from Tin Roof on Demumbrian. Titans radio pre-draft coverage picking up at 6. Live from the Virgin Hotel. Adam Schefter reported Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is disgruntled with the organization and has told people in the building he does not want to return to the team. This comes after a report by Tom Pelissero that the 49ers reached out to the Packers about trading Rodgers, but that there is a 0% chance Green Bay deals him. Also reports that Green Bay is trying to extend Rodgers' contract. Braves blanked the Cubs 10-0 last night, 3-0 in the 4-game series. They are 12-12, taking on the Cubs again tonight at 6:20. And the Preds are not in action, but will have eyes on the Stars, playing at the Lightning at 6. Preds currently hold a 2-point advantage over the Stars in that final playoff spot in the Central. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Dougherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Dougherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay, broadcasted live in Tin Roof. People watching in Tin Roof's pretty good.
Love Tin Roof.
Where are all the bachelorette parties? They don't come in
Paul.
I just saw one come in.
here. Oh, you did?
Yep.
That's Paul. What are you talking about?
Paul Mason, Zone PD. You can meet him.
I thought you said something about Bachelorette.
Come say hi.
Paul.
Moses.
Hey,
we got-
Ron.
Hey,
Are you in the building?
I'm in the building.
we got
Sorry, 5 o'clock. Got to get the energy going, fool.
Get it. Bring it. I'm a fool on the radio. Here we go.
we got the cannabis man sitting over here at the bar.
Yes, we do. Dave.
What's that Ziploc bag you got over there?
No, is
Ain't
it a
parsley.
Ziploc?
That ain't parsley.
Where did it go? Did somebody take it?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. He gone.
That's
I'm
grand theft.
not.
He's gone.
I'm not. Not going to try them in the 5 o'clock hour of our show.
I also got a friend straight from Costa Rica.
We do.
Yep.
We have a Costa Rican monkey dressed in Titans gear.
Yep.
Like the draft day monkey now.
Yep.
Hey.
Got all kinds of things. We got a big fist on the table. It can hold beer.
Got a good old tighten up foam finger too, baby. Woohoo.
NFL Draft Day. Titans radio coverage begins in less than an hour. Check that out.
Got to be geeked.
Brett Bryan, Amy Wells, Mike Keith, Coach Mack. Going to be fun. We're looking forward to it. Walking with you up until that point. Zone coverage of the draft presented by Two Rivers Ford. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people. I heard Lucas Panzica mention real quick, mentioned the Braves beat the Cubs last night 10-0. That's not the story. The story is Anthony Rizzo got in there and pitched for the Cubs. And he walked Acuna, and then what did he do to Freddie Freeman? He struck him out with a curveball. And they were both laughing all the way through the at-bat, which is great.
You got to love that. You got to love that.
Jim Wyatt did a final roundup of mock draft picks, and I sat here at the Tin Roof and ate my quesadilla and went through all of them.
What'd you come up with, Brent?
I came up with the most selected guy in the mock draft roundup, Elijah Moore, Ole Miss wide receiver, 30 times.
Guess who guy that was?
That's your guy.
Ding-ding.
That's your guy.
He's going to be gone by the time the Titans play. Give me a break.
Davenport thinks he's gone
Hate
at
to
20.
bust your bubble.
Oh.
Chicago
Well,
Bears.
now-
No, here's what's going to happen.
Not just me. Mel Kiper thinks that,
Here's
too.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. But the Bears never do anything that makes complete sense.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
Right.
So they're going to draft a punter in
And
the
that'll
first
be
round.
fine.
Something. By the way,
holder. What if they drafted a holder? Can you draft a holder?
long snapper.
Yeah, just hold.
Connor Doherty, they draft.
Exactly. Just for that purpose.
By the way,
they need a kicker.
Yeah, just take that.
Twitch has been nice enough to put us, the Zone, on their homepage today.
Shout out to Twitch.
And it got up to, I don't know, more than 20,000 live viewers at one time. So we really appreciate them.
Way to pour it down.
But find us on Twitch for listening that way or watching the Zone TV feed. You can find us on Twitch, Periscope, the Zone Facebook page, and YouTube. And we've got all the messages up. Somebody keeps asking us about kickers, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah, knock them out
That's the way to start off our 5 o'clock hour,
We were
right?
looking for energy.
Let's talk about kickers. What did I say during the break? You're on your own. I'm out.
Jose Borregales from Miami, the
That's the
number
one.
one kicker in the draft.
That's the one.
Then you've got Riley Patterson from Memphis, Evan McPherson from Florida, and Blake Hallbale from Ohio State. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly. There's your kicker draft information right here on 104.5.
And kickers, if you're listening, listen to me, man. In the words
Moving
of Peyton
on.
Manning, you got one job, and we gone.
Don't screw it
You
up.
got
Well,
one
here's the
job.
thing, though.
You could be the most loved or most hated.
Exactly.
If you
Quickly.
come kick for the Titans and then they get rid of you, you will be great somewhere else.
Yep, you sure will.
I mean, we got
That
the Bears
season, too.
starter. We
Yeah.
got a Super Bowl champion in Tampa Bay. I mean, you can go down
You'll
the
be
list.
great that season. You don't even got to wait.
And in all seriousness, the Titans do need a kicker.
Yeah.
Here's where I have them. 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a cornerback, maybe 2 cornerbacks, an offensive tackle, kicker, and I might go quarterback. Don hates this idea.
Quarterback?
Yeah.
Hate it.
Convince me.
They've done it the last 2 years.
Sure.
How has it worked out?
It hasn't worked out real well the last 2 years. But they just missed their
Did
guy.
any of them actually make it out of camp? The answer's no.
I have to think about that.
Nope, I'll think about it for you.
And
The
it's
answer's
unfortunate
no.
because we had the cornrow guy with the mullet row guy
Yeah.
from Hawaii. We had that guy. He didn't make it. We had him on the show. Remember I said,
Yeah, I
"Man,
really liked him.
He fit in well downtown
Yep.
at the honky tonks with the cornrow mullet.
Yeah, dude. Just throw beads.
Yeah.
Let them go out there and throw beads.
So the biggest 2 stories of the day. Tim Tebow tried out for the Jags as a tight end.
Right.
Tim Tebow tried out for the Jags as a tight end. That's the best draft day story until you get to what's going on with
I'm
Aaron
like,
Rodgers.
that's not the best draft day story.
Yeah.
This is what kind of day it already is. I woke up this morning and hit the Twitter and hit all the broadcasts. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a
You know
crazy
what the Packers
draft.
are? You know what the Packers are?
What?
The Packers are the guy that dates the girl, but he won't break up with her, so he does all this stupid crap to make her break up with him.
Force her. Yeah. That's what they're
Does
doing.
that ever happen, Don, in life?
Yes.
That's what's happening.
They
keep doing stupid
get
crap.
Their wish. They're
I
gonna
used
get
to
their wish.
do that. I didn't ever want to break up with somebody, so I just do crazy stuff.
And then they'd fill
And then
you out of
finally,
Post-it notes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in
Leave you a
this
Post-it
situation, they
note.
got somebody on the side in love.
They do have somebody on.
So I don't know if they've seen something. Yeah, they kind of all went together.
That all works.
Yeah, there you go.
They're in love with their side
Yeah,
piece.
And then whatever he does, they must be showing him something because they don't have the coach like Andy Reid to go and force a guy up out
Well,
of there.
here's the first thing they did to Aaron Rodgers. They never drafted a skill position player in the
Right.
first round until Jordan Love, who competes with Aaron
to take
Rodgers.
his spot. That's
So that's the
love.
first thing.
So-
Then they draft a quarterback
Yep.
in the first round. Now they talk to San Francisco about trading him,
Yep.
and now he's unhappy, says he's not going back.
Can I, first of all, just point this out?
Please.
Aaron Rodgers has been whining for the last 2 years.
But he has
Actually, for the last
reason,
16.
Babs.
But give me a break.
He does.
It's a bit. I said it earlier.
You
I
did.
said it when we started the show.
And then you're
It's
really
not
back in.
about family. It's
business.
not about loyalty.
Business.
It's business.
It is business.
And you know it when you
This
get
is
in this
facts.
profession and when you get in this league. Tough Shiano. It's business.
I wish that was.
It's
nice.
not show people, it's show
It's
business.
show money.
I wish I could know how many times Aaron Rodgers had the opportunity to leave and he didn't, because I guarantee he would go back.
But why
to that now.
would he? Why would he have? Okay.
Because they don't have anybody.
Here's an interesting tweet out of Matt Pomeroy, who does research for ESPN. Okay. No Packers quarterback has played 17 seasons with the team. No Packers quarterback has ever played 17 seasons. Aaron Rodgers has played 16. Brett Favre played 16
That's
seasons.
crazy.
It's time to go.
Bart Starr played 16
No.
It's time to go.
seasons.
It's time to go.
That's
That's
the tweet.
The writing's on the wall. In other words, get out
That's
of
the
there, A-Rod.
stats for you.
Get out of there
There you go.
quickly.
I mean, but
What if
That's
that
straight
trade
up.
comes down?
and that news comes out today. I mean, imagine if that came out a week ago,
Yeah.
or if he was more vocal about it a week ago. Would this draft look different? Would some of these quarterback moves that have been made look different?
Is this LaFleur's guy? Love.
I would say.
I mean,
He's behind the draft pick.
He
Well,
went
guess what,
to
A-Rod?
go ahead to draft him.
Guess what, A-Rod? It's just a business, big guy. See ya.
So what if, and
gotta go.
I love all these drama situations. So what if they end up making the trade and Green Bay ends up with pick number 3 and they take
Justin Fields.
No. Kyle Pitts.
Oh.
And then what does Atlanta do? So then does Atlanta go quarterback and then Matt Ryan's on the way out?
I mean,
This could be fun.
Atlanta has to go quarterback somewhere.
Yeah. It's time for them.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, that was a nice little scenario right there, Brent.
Let's go back.
All of this is why I think it's going to be crazy tonight.
Yep.
No question. It's going to be nuts, and I'm here for it.
With medicals, with all of it.
We'll break it all down tomorrow. By the way, Greg Cosell will join us tomorrow to break down the Titans' first-round
That's
selection.
going to be fun.
Assuming they make one.
True.
Mike, he sat here and said, I don't think the Titans pick at 22.
Yeah.
So I immediately hit him with, do you think they pick in the first round? He said, yes.
30.
So he's got them moving back.
Let me look and see who's behind him.
Which is what Peter King has. Peter King has the Titans moving back to 27 in a trade with the Ravens, picking up a third-round pick and taking Elijah Moore. I'm like y'all, though. Like, it makes sense for Elijah Moore to go 20 to Chicago.
Yeah.
But maybe they go Kadarius Toney. I don't know. Let's go back to the phones. We got a bunch of people on hold. So Kevin Mumphrey is producing in studio as we are here at Tin Roof. We're literally across the street. And, Kevin, let's get John in here next up on 3HL if you're good to go with that. John, what's up? How are you? Yo, John.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Yes.
You're on the clock.
Go ahead, man.
I'm on the clock. Well, let me tell you, I'm a really old person, and I've never called a radio show in my life.
Oh.
And the reason I'm calling is because everybody likes to make predictions. We all listen to predictions. But I heard a prediction a few years ago that I think is the greatest prediction in history. It was two ESPN analysts, and one of them said, there's a quarterback in Georgia that just graduated high school. He's going to go to Clemson, and I think in 3 years he's going to be the number one player picked in the NFL draft. And you think about when he said it, he had just graduated high school. And the high school he graduated from is a 4A high school in a 7A state. And I went to that high school, and I'm a Cartersville Purple Hurricane. But I'm going to tell you, I thought the prediction was ridiculous as it sounded at the time. And when he was a junior in high school, I live in Murfreesboro. When he was a junior in high school, I went down there and watched him play. And his hair then was almost to his butt. But, you know, he was the real – he wanted to throw a long ball, but they never needed to throw a long ball because they were beating the fool out of the team they were playing. And you know, he finally did. He threw one about 60 yards, barely overthrew the guy, but they never needed to throw the ball at all. I mean, they were just that good. And he looked like a pro quarterback when he was a junior in high school.
Well, he's certainly that now. Hey, John, thanks for calling, man. We really appreciate that.
And I think it was his junior year in high school, if I'm not mistaken, he committed to Clemson and never even thought twice or looked back. And like Dabo talked about it, he's special. He was one of those kids and those players that he just knew, and he said, I never worried that kid would go back on his commitment and his word. He said never, because you knew, and he knew he was walking in and was going to be behind some talented quarterbacks, and he was good with it because he said, I want to walk in and learn. And that's why I'm coming there, because I want to develop as a person and a player, and never wavered.
What's going on with the Titans at 22? We'll talk more about it. Take more of your phone calls. This is it. This is your time to shine. Get on record.
We want it. Bring it to us.
Who are the Titans going to take in the first round? Elijah Moore. That's Ron Slay's guy. Who's your guy? 3HL. 1045 The Zone.
Real life awaits Blaine and Mickey.
You ready for comfort?
Yes.
Like you push that door open?
8 seconds.
Blaine and Mickey, tomorrow from 1 to
Brought to you by ZQuil Pure Z's. Up at 2 a.m. again? Tonight, try Pure Z's all night. Unlike other sleep aids, their extended release melatonin helps you sleep longer and longer. ZQuil Pure Z's all night. Fall asleep, stay asleep.
Yeah.
I-24 eastbound
Dude,
at James
he's
Robertson
awesome.
Parkway downtown. The right
He's
shoulder still
legit.
blocked from a crash.
He's like
And we have a stalled semi blocking the ramp to I-24 eastbound going onto the ramp to Briley Parkway. The right shoulder's blocked from a crash still east of town at I-40 westbound before Fester's Lane. And a new accident blocking the left shoulder at I-65 southbound at Trinity Lane. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Let's go. This is too pimpish. Come on.
3 105 The Zone. Brent Dougherty, Davenport, Ron Slay. The number 1 rated punter on the board. We went through kickers. Might as well go through punters.
Okay.
Max Duffy.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
you know Max Duffy?
Yes.
I was going to say, Don, I'm out of it, but you picked it up, so I'm going to let you roll.
He's a Kentucky punter. You know
Teammate.
why?
Oh, okay, there you go.
I worked a couple of Kentucky games the last 2 years, and we legit talked about the punter.
Yeah.
All right, break down Max Duffy. What does he bring to the table?
He's legit. There's a reason he's the top
Strong.
punter.
He got strong legs.
Yeah. He's from Australia, right?
Hell, I don't know.
I'm taking all of them anyway.
I think that's the new thing is
Australian punters.
Australian
Strong leg
punters and
Australian
kickers.
kickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's entire schools and programs over there that
That
takes
just
your
figure-
old takes your old whatever rules football
rugby.
guys in Australia and turns them into kickers
not even
and
rugby, it's
helps
Australian
to
football.
Australian football, and turns them into punters, and then they come and so they're older. They're always a little bit older too. They've kind of had their career there in Australia and come here and get an education and hang out in college, and
There you
they're
go.
a lot of fun. I
Listen
think
to that.
FSU has one from Australia. Who else?
Who's breaking down draftable punters?
Texas has
outside
one
of
from
us?
Australia. There's
On
one.
Davenport.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
That's what you get right here on 3HL. You get that.
Broadcasted live from the Tin Roof. It's getting dangerously close for us to be off the air, which might be dangerously, will be dangerously closer to the bar when that happens. Our guy Stacy, longtime 3HL listener, zone listener, is here behind the bar. So come by and see us. Tennessee with a commitment from a 4-star quarterback yesterday. They dive into the transfer portal, get themselves another USC player.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive lineman Caleb Tremblay.
Yeah, big time get for those guys. Like a guy walking into Tennessee with former players. Velus Jones is there.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Chester McGrath.
Chase McGrath, the kicker.
Chester, I got a man, Chester. Chase McGrath, the kicker. Yeah. So these.
I like Chester better.
You like Chester McGrath?
Chester Ford was at Tennessee when I was there.
There you go, big boy.
Yeah, he was.
So, man, you look at this, man. We talked about generation, and this has been a different generation. Outside of what Coach Hyper's going to do up at Tennessee, the kids are going to recruit themselves. You know, these guys came from USC. They reached back and got this guy. The reason he said it was comfortable for him to come to Tennessee was because Velus Jones and Chase McGrath were there. They had a big say on his decision. I'm planning on going down there, and Chase and I are planning on getting an apartment together. That's straight from the horse's mouth. So big get. So
there you go.
It's still possible, people. Still possible, Vol fans.
For what? For them to be good?
To go get some guys.
Oh.
not to be good yet. Those are baby steps to
Patience,
that.
right?
Yeah, but patience.
The problem with Tennessee fan is I've been hearing about patience for like 10 years.
Yeah.
What happens
we know,
when you
but
got
it's
to
true.
change
Yeah.
coaches and
Yeah,
staff so often?
You need to coach to work out.
Yeah.
Babs is right. You can't.
Yeah,
I mean, the biggest problem is the flipping of the coaches.
Yeah, and outside of that, the flipping of the ADs. Like, that's a problem. Like, you got to it's got to be something concrete to stand on. You get your AD that you believe in, you stand on. That's your patience. Now, you let them go do it. Chancellor also.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Dundee Plowman.
Plowman, yeah.
Hey, man.
Did you meet her?
Incredible. Yes. Incredible job that she's doing. Like, you sit at universities and you get people to sit behind desks and don't get out there. She is out there.
She's
in the
out
community.
there.
Oh, that is lovely to see. So salute to her and the job she's doing. Yep. I trust.
Barry writes, you guys sound and look awesome. Keep kicking ass.
Thank you, Barry.
Appreciate that. Get us on the Zone TV feed live with original local sports programming. You can get the Zone TV feed where you can watch 104.5 The Zone's daily shows, including this one, and originals live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch to give you the best seats in the house. Will Bowling's behind a lot of stream-only podcast-type things. And they did a UT show last night at 6:30 on the video feed.
Him and Lucas Panzica, Panda Man.
And they do soccer things as well. Will Bowling was all in some soccer match earlier.
Yes, he was. He was. He might as well have the virtual reality glasses on.
He made your Nashville SC pick, right?
Yes, he did. And I told him, man, you got it. Will, you messed that pick up, buddy. And Paul ain't going to be able to save you. It's going to be me and you locked in that little green room, buddy.
Slay.
Yeah.
Locked in the green room.
Oh, yeah, we in the green room. Man.
Lock the door.
Lock the door. You're right. And he can't get out. I'm not letting
That's how you treated the lane when you were at Tennessee, right?
There you go. That's what I'm saying. Can't get out, baby.
Let's say Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman, and Kadarius Toney are all there at 22. Do you move back?
Hit me again.
Do you take one of these three receivers? Elijah Moore, Rashad Bateman, Kadarius Toney.
I'm moving.
Let's say Newsom's gone.
My guy.
Yep.
Let's say Newsom's gone. Let's say the Bears go against the grain. They go Greg Newsome. And these three receivers are there. Do you go Elijah Moore or Bateman? It's funny how everybody has fallen in love with Elijah Moore.
Yes.
I mean, fallen in love with him.
Yep. Rightfully so. And I think what helped it, like we said when we had Coach Vrabel on, do you listen to the peers? For that did it for me. People that are alpha males in the locker room and get out there and vouch for you, and they're going to put their name on the line. Once A.J. Brown came out and did that, I was automatically sold. That moved Toney off of my board. So I'm all for
It's
more.
funny, too, with regard to A.J. Brown because they have a lot of similarities in how physical of a football player they are. But it's funny because we talk about how physical Elijah Moore is. Don, he's only 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why.
Baz brought that up.
Yeah, I'm like,
Baz
he's got to
brought
be
that up.
physical.
You got to be a fool.
Yeah.
You're going across that middle and everything. And you want it. You're not shying away. You're not trying to get to the sidelines. You want you want what you're looking for, and he's going to get it. So
you were saying, okay, if those three guys are there, you have your Titans GM hat on. Are you trading out of that pick and moving back because there's three guys that you have first-round grades on your board that are available there?
Yes.
Now, so looking
I think
at
you
it,
would have to.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
If you can.
Because if you can, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you're happy with any of those, Titans are at 22. 23 is the New York Jets. You know their needs. 24 Pittsburgh Steelers, 25 Jacksonville Jaguars, 26 Cleveland Browns, 27 Baltimore Ravens, and then it's Saints, Packers, Bills, Ravens, Bucks. So you know exactly kind of the needs of the teams behind you, and I think that you can effectively move back and out of that pick, get yourself a couple of extra picks and help to fill some of these holes on your rosters.
I like that.
I'm with you.
I like that.
I'm with you. Yes. The answer is yes. I mean, the obvious answer is yes.
I was waiting for your butt.
Yeah.
If you're
he's not a butt guy
I'm
on
an
this
end guy on this one.
Okay.
If you're happy and you know it, move back so you don't blow it.
Hey.
Okay. Make the shirt. Here you go.
Look at the mayor.
615 local. There you go. Make the
Let's
shirt.
say Greg Newsome is there and Caleb Farley is there with clear medicals. Let's say the Titans did all their due diligence. They're good with whatever has happened with the back surgeries. The last one came on March 23rd. It's supposed to be a 16-week thing.
If they are good with those medicals, it's not even a question.
It's Farley all day, right?
But here's my thing. I don't see how you can be 100% good with those medicals.
Yeah.
And I know, Slay, you're going to come at me with, I've had the back surgeries.
Yeah, he had stuff shaved in his back.
I couldn't even touch my chin to my chest before these back surgeries. And after that, I know you're going to come at me with that.
On the way.
But, here's your but.
Okay. But, girl.
This is a different level of physicality from a game standpoint. And so, not taking away from your physicality on
I'm
the
in the paint.
hardwood.
Yeah, it was in the paint. It's physical down
I know.
there. Okay,
Trust
don't do
me.
me like that, Babs.
I'm not doing you like that.
Cool.
I'm just saying I would be concerned.
Okay.
And then on top of it, with the Titans, with some of the history of some injuries that, you need guys to step in. And can I point this out, too, for the Titans?
Yes, you may.
Because it's important when we look at this draft and next year's draft and what the Titans do. Their window for winning it all, Super Bowl, it's now.
Yeah.
You have a quarterback. You have Derrick Henry. You have, for the most part, what you need on that offensive line. Obviously, you need a couple pieces, but your window is now.
Right.
You've got A.J. Brown on a rookie deal.
Right.
Because guess what? That kid is about to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take advantage. This is how you have success. This is how you win Super Bowls, is you have your key playmakers on their rookie deals, and you have the pieces around, and you go win the whole dang thing. And the Titans' chance to do that is right now.
Let me ask you this.
This year, next year, it's now.
Totally agree. If I am...
Fix your defense. Let's go.
I'm cool with that. If I'm Farley and I have my agent and I'm telling him, listen, the Titans are really talking about getting you. What you going to do? Let's release it. Let me go in there and talk to the Titans, and let's talk about it. I think they're coming to get me. I know we're saying...
Makes me nervous.
We're saying that this guy is the best corner in the draft.
Mike Keith described him as elite.
Come on.
Take away the medicals.
Come on.
He is as elite as they come. And he pointed out how he hasn't even played that position his entire football career. So you could even argue that there's even more potential to that elite.
The ceiling is high. Yeah. And Ian Rappaport said, without the medicals, with clean medicals, the best corner in the draft.
So whoever's taking him in that first round,
guess when he's not the best?
When he's hurt.
When he ain't on the field because his back's jacked up.
Yep, and guess when he is the best? When whoever in that first round already knows what's going on with his medical, and they're saying, yep, we're taking you. Because if not, we can drop back and go get him in the second round.
God, it just makes me so nervous.
I love it.
Now, you're also talking to the girl that currently has 2 dogs in cones coming off of surgeries and one with a torn ACL.
Hey, man, live on the edge.
Hey,
let's go
Farley
get it.
could stay with her.
So good.
Like, come on, Farley, you can rehab in my house. We're in rehab mode.
You're gonna take
I
care
got
of
you covered.
You and the dogs. Put a little more dog in him. Probably.
So maybe I'm just a little shook right
Yeah,
now.
that's
when it
all. It's
comes
cool.
to
It's cool.
The
All right.
injury reports.
Let's go back to the phone. 615-737-1045. Murphy is next up on 3HL. Hey, Murph, what's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
What's
Dawn?
up, Murph?
Hi.
Hey, did they retire number 35 there up on Rocky Top yet?
Man, they ain't retired yet. He somehow snuck it out the rafters and put it on for about 4 seasons. But I'm
going to go ahead and start that campaign. I'll start that campaign.
Pearl Cone retired.
Pearl Cone did, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that,
well,
Murph.
that's justified. Hey, such a strange year in all aspects of my life and everybody's life. How about the first time ever? Why don't we have a Miss Irrelevant?
A Miss Irrelevant?
Talk to me. What you mean, Murph?
Get old Sarah Fuller up there for symbolic reasons. I
Oh,
gotta go.
Lord. Can you imagine? Twitter would explode.
That's 2 Sarah Fuller references on the show today.
Look at that.
Yes, it is. I like it.
Sarah.
I like it.
She's just making it all out.
Somebody had her going to Jacksonville with the first pick in the draft.
Yeah,
That's
Slay
right.
said, hey.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Hey, let me say this. I did. I worked a Vandy game, the one where she was going to kick the extra points.
But didn't.
And no, she did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I did. There was, ESPN had me do like an early morning Sports Center hit, 6 a.m. on game day or something. I cannot tell you the nasty, hateful tweets that I got about that report.
I'll bet that's true.
I'm like, I'm just telling you what the coaches are doing and when you're going to expect to see her today. And I just got like attacked. Crazy. Twitter would explode. Probably about what Titans Twitter might do if they end up drafting an offensive lineman in the first round.
Jeff on Twitter at 3HL1045. I always thought Dawn sounded fired up most days. Video proves it.
Oh, God.
Would have loved to have seen her during the Phil Williams conversations.
Oh.
I missed that one.
Oh.
It was serious.
We can't relive that because my veins in my brain
popping out.
were popping. Yeah.
She'll walk straight over there and just do 2 shots of tequila just to
Really?
calm down.
Fired
Calm
That's
down.
when you needed the blue
Fireball?
fist. You need the blue fist to go
fired
pound
up.
the table.
No, fired up. No, tequila is good.
They do have a big old stack of Fireball over there.
Yes, they do.
Oof, that just makes my throat burn.
Man, that's college days.
Goodness.
Oh, man.
So who in that scenario? Which way are you going? Newsom, Farley? You're going Farley with okay medicals.
Yeah, but I'd be happy with Newsom, man. 6'2".
Hey,
Similar
Brent, no
deal.
buts.
I mean, he hadn't played a lot of corner either. So,
Right.
great athlete, dog on the field. Yeah, I'm down with any of those guys. My thought is that they do trade back, and then I think they'll go defensive back because wide receiver's deeper and you can get a wide receiver in the second round.
Right.
So
It'd be harder to get a corner in the second round that can help you now.
Be okay
And you need one that can help you now.
Bateman to be fine for you to go get.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm with you.
Now,
push
I
back
mean,
here.
you know, who said it on Twitter? Was it V-Love? Said, part of me hopes that they take an offensive lineman just to see the Titans' Twitter crash.
That's what I just said too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it would explode. But hey,
That would be pretty funny. But
it's a need.
it's a need.
They need a right tackle.
It's a need.
Please no.
I do hope they end up with Trey Smith on Friday.
Hey, I love that. I would love that. I'm going to buy me a Titans jersey. If they go get Trey Smith, I'm going to get a Titans
You
jersey.
were around him at the Orange and White game.
Man.
First
I'm
class,
sold.
that guy.
So
I'll tell you my experience with him and see if this surprises you. So my kids, when we go to the Tennessee game, they like to hang around outside the stadium when the players come out, and a lot of them will come over and visit with the kids and stuff like that, and it's awesome. Trey Smith's one of them. And so Trey Smith comes out, and then you always have those adults with like these books of cards that want autographs. And Trey Smith says, I'm not signing that. I've signed for the kids.
That's real.
I mean, just looked at a grown-ass man and told him.
That's him.
20 years older than him, I'm not signing that. I signed for the kids.
I mean it. Because he knows what you're trying to do with it.
Tons of respect.
Yeah, he knows what he's trying to do with it. And this guy, I'm telling you, watching this man talk to the vets that were in the room that played in the league, it wasn't the just nod your head, yeah, I got you conversation. He was soaking it up like a sponge, watching Ramon talk to him, watching Alvin Kamara talk to him, when you're watching Al Wilson talk to him. Like, he soaked it all up like a sponge, man. And it was really good to see. And then he was able to fire back in the conversation and carry a conversation on with these vets. Like, that was, hey, man, that dude, I'm sold, man.
I mean,
I'm
there's
sold
so
on Trey.
much wisdom he
I'm
can
sold
pull
on
from a guy like Ramon.
Yeah,
too,
I'm
so.
sold on him. And he reaches out. Like what everybody was saying when Isaiah was going through his problem, man, reach out to talk to guys. This guy is reaching out. You're only good as the help that you're trying to
Guys
reach
were
and
reaching
receive.
out to Isaiah, and
Come on.
he wasn't accepting.
Exactly.
So.
That's the problem.
Tom Brady has tweeted.
Hey.
What did he tweet?
The braid.
We got
You kn-
Jayson Swain coming up. We'll talk about those Tennessee guys that are getting drafted.
You know, I love
Theoretically.
me this Tom Brady. Like, this new Tom Brady
You
is
like the
my
Tampa
guy.
Bay.
He's out there. That's
Tampa
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
His tweet. Annual post Tom shirtless combine photo on Twitter day. My favorite eye roll emojis.
Tom Brady's turned into a fool, man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he been a fool.
I love this Tom Brady.
Just been a confined fool.
Yeah. So,
Hey, that picture is pretty bad.
Slay, you're Elijah Moore.
Yep.
You are Newsom, Don Davenport.
Yep.
I am Farley if he's clean, if not Newsom.
You can't if or.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't be if or
But I don't know.
Guess
I
who
don't know
else?
if he's clean.
Guess who else doesn't know? Possibly the Titans.
Or us. But I think Babs knows. I know.
Maybe some vinegar and cranberry will help that back. Jayson Swain coming up next. We'll talk about the Tennessee guys trying to get drafted. This is 104.5 The Zone live at Tin Roof.
or next-day delivery for online orders on over 160,000 parts or getting involved in their local communities. When it comes to serving you, Napa's Motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Heads up in Madison, I-65 southbound between Dickerson Pike and I-24 is currently closed from a crash. Again, in Madison, I-65 southbound between Dickerson Pike and I-24 is currently closed. North of town, 2 of the left lanes are blocked at Riley Parkway heading westbound between Whites Creek Pike and Clarksville Pike, and also north of town at I-65 southbound at Trinity Lane, the left shoulder's blocked from a crash. I'm Joshua Clay with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Wrapping it up at Tin Roof. Nirvana with a beat. Brent Dougherty, Don Davenport, Ronald Slay. Whoa!
Hey, a lesser athlete would have dropped that mic.
You got those hands.
I got them hands.
Dawn,
Take me.
Dawn dropped
Take
her
me.
mic one time.
Did she? Kirby would have lost it, huh?
Kirby would have lost it.
Kirby, you see them
Nice
hands,
catch.
man? You see them hands, boy?
He almost destroyed your equipment.
That's a mitts. Call them mitts.
What's the middle initial? Ron what Slay?
Kirby got some big hands. I can't tell you guys that.
What do you mean you can't tell us?
Somebody outside of a family member will have to call up and tell us that. Because I never really, my middle name is cool now that I'm older, but.
You didn't like it when you were a kid?
I didn't like it when I was a kid because it was associated with Looney Tunes.
Bugs?
Nope.
Ronald Bugs Slay?
It'd be Bugs and Babs. Bugs, Babs, and the mayor.
It can't be worse than Edward Brenton Dougherty.
Brenton?
Yeah.
Wow. It's around Sylvester.
Sylvester Ronald
the cat.
S. Slay.
Yeah, they always hit me with the succotash and all that little stuff.
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, Dawn's middle name is Babette.
I got a lot of crap growing
Is it
up.
seriously?
Yeah, where do you think Babs came from?
I just thought like Babs Bunny from Space Jam. That Babs was cool in Space Jam. I was like, darn, that's cool. Babs stuck to that.
That's
real.
amazing.
That's
I
what
love
thought.
that.
I actually thought that.
My middle name is Babette.
Babette.
Yep, it's French.
Hey, Babette.
Hey,
Ciao, Babette.
Babs.
Babs, okay.
So Trey Smith, we were talking about Tennessee guys.
Yeah.
Without the blood clots, Trey Smith's in the first round.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. And he's dealt with it and is good, right? But
Yeah,
still, that's how people are with these medicals, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and last year was so big for him. I mean, imagine the year prior to that. I'm not sure an NFL team would have taken him at that point. Last year was big for him because he showed how he could handle it, how he addressed it, how medically they dealt with it during practices and during the week and all of that. And they had a little bit more knowledge about what he was dealing with. So, and he could compare his condition to a couple of guys in the league that deal with the same thing and how they handle a practice week and all of that. So that helped him.
I think we have Jayson Swain with us. I think. Yes, we have him. Hey, Swain, Trey Smith, without the blood clots, first round talent?
I tell you what. Let me tell you. I'm Jayson Swain.
We cannot hear Swain.
No question.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
I was
Swain.
just about to be you.
No question.
No, man, you don't want to be me, man. That's downgrading.
Never in a million
Downgrade.
years, man. Trey Smith, first round, huh?
Here's the thing. We told Mike Keith this. Somebody's going to draft that guy in the third round, and people aren't going to, some Atlanta. Somebody's not going to know who. They're going to go watch the highlight tape, Swain, of that guy just mauling people and be like, man, we just stole a first-round talent.
Yep. Having a 10-year career.
Imagine having to, go up against him for 4 quarters. Like last weekend, we were at the, in the presidential box there for the orange and white game, all the foreign players. And I was intimidated just looking at him in his eyes. He's massive. His hands are huge. And so you see why he was dominating people from the moment he stepped on campus as a true freshman. If it wasn't for the blood clots, he would definitely be a first-round pick, man. He is special, so I can't wait to see where he lands.
Looking at another guy, Josh Palmer, 31st wide receiver on the board. Where do you think a guy like Josh Palmer can go?
I think Josh has a ton of upside. He hasn't been playing football all that long. When he was playing there at St. Thomas Aquinas down in Florida, he had just moved from Canada. And he wasn't even the first, second, or third option on his high school football team. He had a couple guys. One went to Ohio State. One went to Miami. He was like the third or fourth receiver on that football team. And Zach Kazani went down there and he saw the talent in him. He saw that he was going to be a project. And Palmer's still developing. He has the size. He has the speed. He's coachable. Once he gets that killer instinct, that Juwan Jennings in him, you better watch out. He's still developing. He's really, really good.
Another guy I think is going to have a long career in the NFL, won't get drafted, Brandon Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about him?
He's super smart. He knows where to be, how to line guys up. He's a pro. He was there with Alabama under Nick Saban, and so you know how they ran that program like a professional team.
Yep.
And so you don't have to worry about him missing weight. You don't have to worry about him missing meetings, being late for meetings, getting in trouble off the football field. He's a guy that can play for 5, 10, 12 years. He reminds me a lot of Ramon Foster, actually.
Yeah,
a guy
that's a good comparison.
Wasn't drafted high, but he's going to be a leader for your team one day. He's going to anchor your offensive line one day.
Swain, I know it was a quick visit, man. We'll get you in here next week and talk about where the guys went. Always love it, man.
All right, see y'all.
All right, at Swain Event on Twitter. SwainEvent.com is the website. Titans Radio coming up next. It's draft time in the Music City.
Tighten up!
Thanks to Tin Roof. Back at it tomorrow where we'll dissect it all.